just to finish off, I would like to say that because of the local authorities' involvement, if my mum's lifespan is reduced in any way or quality of her life is reduced, then I hold the local authority fully liable. Alright? Because obviously that's what's happened to one of my brothers who's died. I've already made the local authority aware that they've murdered one of my brothers, and I think this is a slow death by putting her into a situation that would ultimately bring about her end of her life. I'm not in a position, my agenda is to extend her life as much as I can. And I believe that there will be nefarious actions taken to end my life end my mum's life prematurely. And if that is the case, then you're fully liable. And that's why I'd like to end on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you?
All right. Thank you. Are you?
Yeah. I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Surviving the wet and the cold.
Yeah.
Explain who I am, because obviously you knew last time.
ये मेरी कॉलीग है, ये मेरे साथ काम करती है। ये मेरे साथ काम करती है। Hello. नहीं, काम करती है मेरे साथ। काम करती है मेरे साथ। काम करती है। हम ब्रैडफोर्ड काउंसिल से आए हैं। हम ब्रैडफोर्ड काउंसिल से आए हैं।
Laughing, what do you think of us?
She said, "Are you her auntie?"
Right. Yeah, I'm her auntie. She got a better ear?
No, not really. No.
Okay. She doesn't wear it, does she?
Well, this is another thing as well. You see, I made a referral to the doctor.
Yeah.
Because what happened was that I went to LGI to speak to regarding my brother Talib to get him a hearing aid, and they said that they can actually come home to do a reassessment.
Yeah.
So I said, if you're going to come home to do a reassessment, you might as well do my mum's as well.
Right.
But then there's been all sorts of delays, and they were supposed to come back in January. They said, "Oh, we're going to come down to see you," and I gave it, well, for both mum and Talib. And they gave it, no, just for Talib.
I'll follow that up. I forgot.
Yeah. Well, I think the GP has been down, and maybe if you can get.
Did you mention it?
Yeah. Maybe if you can chase it up with the LGI. What is it? Not LGI. BRI. If you can chase it up there.
याद है मैं कौन हूँ? याद है मैं कौन हूँ?
तो देखिए, ये गाल बड़ी सारे जो है इसकी, मैं ये
Yeah. Sorry to keep you a bit warm, but the thing is, my mum has bad circulation. Her hands are always.
It's just that
Yeah.
I get hot. So Thresh's going to have a word with your mum, obviously, because last time she didn't really know what was going on.
Well, we both don't know what's going on because, as you know, it's been several months since you last came. You came back on the 4th.
Yeah.
It's not weeks, it's months now, isn't it?
Not several, but it
is several months.
2 or 3.
Well, how do you classify several?
Several. 7 of them are, isn't it?
No. Several is 2 or more. Several.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we last came in January. Today.
We did, yeah.
And so obviously, yeah, so it's been several months, and I've been very clear in my emails to yourself, and I'm disappointed that nobody's got back to me.
Yeah, well, we've been looking into it. Obviously, we've got a meeting with legal next week, but I'm just wondering. You said you've some more concerns and issues.
Well, first of all, I'd like to know why there's been such a delay.
Because we've been looking into it and getting the information and updating
on what do you have to tell us?
Because we're not just working on one case. I've been doing your mum's in among other work.
I think we've
done. Obviously, your mum needs support with absolutely everything.
Yes, she does.
And the plan, we've got to the stage now of planning, and it's a matter of, obviously, we want that to be met with women with the same language, because we know that's going to improve it for mum. So, but we want to know how much of it you want putting on the plan, which duties.
Yeah.
If you're still going to be doing anything, or you want everything to go on the plan, the shopping, the laundry.
Well, I'm just conscious that your colleague doing a mental capacity assessment.
Yeah, we're trying to do mum's assessments.
Okay,
yeah.
well, you've not mentioned that to me, so you just come in and start
Well,
doing
that's for mum.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm here looking after her interests. Yeah. And if you're here to do an mental assessment, then why was this not done last time when you came?
We started it last time.
No, I don't think
we
we
see people 2 or 3 times. We did. We asked her questions and recorded her responses.
And what were they? I mean, I've not really heard anything back from yourself for a couple of months. You see.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly she just struggled, with a lot of her memories, which we're already aware of. You understand?
Yeah.
But
she's got a diagnosis, hasn't she?
Yeah. So she's, obviously. But I think I raised several issues with yourself. I raised several issues with yourself last time. And I just want to know a response to those issues that I raised.
Well, we're still looking into them, to be honest. Adelat doesn't want to manage mum's money. So did you get in touch with the Court of Protection or anything about that? I think he was waiting for an appointment or something.
Who was?
Adelat. So I don't know if they were going to get back to him.
Well, look, I mean, these are things that obviously I can't really comment on right at this stage, because obviously you've come down today. You should have really explained to us that you've come down, you're going to carry out an assessment for my mum. That's not been really cleared with myself. I've called you down regarding concerns.
Yeah.
All right. And if it was going to be an assessment, that should have been carried out last time. Rather than.
We started it last time. We don't do it over one visit.
But you came last time in January.
Yeah.
And I just find it very duplicitous.
Okay.
I just think it's very slightly duplicitous. I've invited you down for my concerns, and you coming down for your own advantage, saying that my mum does.
Your mum is my client, and Suresh.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got to work with mum, and we're still in the planning stages with her.
Okay, all right. But
so we have to speak to her to see what she wants, what she can agree to, or if she can't do any of that.
I understand that. But you've come down today. You should explain. I mean, my understanding of the reason that you've come down is because I've requested you to come down, yes?
You've asked us for a meeting, so we've come sooner than we would have done.
Sooner than you would have done? I'm sorry. I've been requesting a meeting since January.
I know.
And you would have come sooner.
I'm here to do the meeting.
Okay, all right.
What do you want on the agenda for your meeting?
All right. Let's not raise our voices. Okay?
No.
I'm trying to be.
What's the agenda for this meeting then?
Because obviously, what's your agenda?
No, I haven't got one. I've come to see what your concerns and issues are.
Your colleague sat here carrying out an mental capacity assessment, so that's on your agenda.
It is definitely for mum's care planning.
Yes, so that was on your agenda.
But not for your meeting.
So, then why have you not made that arrangement with me before? We would like to come down to see your mum regarding an assessment. You've not made that.
We're assessing your mum. That's what we're involved for.
I'm sorry. Look, you're carrying out an assessment today. That was on your agenda, yes?
Our assessments are ongoing, and we add to it every time we see somebody. Yes. So when we had the meeting with mum last time, there were gaps that we thought, we should have spoken about this. We perhaps should have asked her that. Yeah. So we've got the opportunity to come back and do that.
Isn't it true that the last time that you came here, I'm sorry, I'm raising an issue because what should have happened is you should have come in, introduced yourself, and said, look, this is what's on our agenda, rather than me allowing your entry, and then all of a sudden you're carrying.
This is your mum's tenancy, and we've come to see your mum, who is our client.
Please not raise your voice. Okay?
No, well, you stop saying what my agenda is, please.
Well, just tell me what your agenda is.
No, I haven't got an agenda. You called a meeting. Yes. What do you want to discuss?
Okay, well, while I'm discussing this, your colleague is carrying out a
She is, because we're employed to do your mum's best.
But you should explain to us that this is what you're doing.
I've explained it to your mum.
But okay, and I'm mum's carer, and so why? I'm just very apprehensive the way that you come in here. One of you is talking to me.
To move it forward, yeah.
One of you is talking to me. I mean, just out of politeness, saying, so look, we've come down today. And if you come today, Sarah said to me, look, obviously we have some concerns regarding your mum's mental capacity. And if you like, if it's okay with yourself, could we carry out an assessment? Now, what would my objections have been?
Well, there wouldn't have been any.
Exactly. My issue is the way that you've conducted yourselves.
Right, okay.
All right. So I've invited you inside, and while it just seems that, look, there's one of me, there's two of yourselves, okay? So while I just feel like I'm being a bit, corralled, because I'm here talking to yourself, and it's very, very confusing when I'm talking to yourself, and Sarish in the same room is carrying an assessment.
Shall we go to another room then?
Well, no, we can just sit here and we can finish after Sarish has finished her assessment. I don't want to talk over people.
No, but I'd rather leave the room because that needs
What?
to be a private discussion.
But now that I've raised it, that she's in the middle of a conversation, I'm sorry, but if you want to have a private conversation, then I suggest you arrange a meeting. To arrange that so we know that's the reason that you're coming down. You've come down today with a meeting that I've held. I'm quite happy for the assessment to be carried out.
Carry on.
And then if you want to carry out the assessment...
The rest needs to speak to you.
Okay, right, well, can we stop there?
She didn't really get the opportunity last time.
All right, because I was talking to...
said,
Okay.
You know, we'd like to do more of that this time.
I just
I'd just like to take
Okay, well,
some solid points.
okay, well, let's finish my...
To take back.
Okay, let's finish. Let's not do things concurrently, because I don't want to be...
Because Suresh is doing that with your mum. She's not doing it with you.
Well, have you asked permission for my mum to carry out an assessment?
Suresh has.
Well, that's not... I'm sorry, but, you know, I'll ask my mum. लड़की आई है तो सबको गुफ्तगू करने नहीं ठीक है तो सबको गला पूछने नहीं तो उसने दिमागी सोच करने नहीं भैया भाई दिमाग सुना ठीक है ना ठीक है मैं नहीं आया उसने इजाजत की नहीं मांगी ना इजाजत मांगी इसने ना मैं उधर बैठे हैं इन्होंने गला करने लगे हैं तो एक सुना नाल बेत है तो उसने रिपोर्ट लिखने लगी है तो उसने खुश हो एक सुनी रिपोर्ट लिखने लगी है मैं तो उसने इजाजत इसने इन्हें देने हुए तो उसने रिपोर्ट लिखने लगी है
आप मुझे इजाजत देते कि मैं आपसे बात कर सकती
ना भाई ना मुझे बेटी तुसा इन्हें की इजाजत देने हुए एक तुसा ने तो रिपोर्ट लिखन
No, कोई नहीं कुछ है कोई नहीं.
Yeah, so she's saying that she did not ask me.
Never asked her what?
I've explained to my mum, do you consent to Serish carrying out a report for your capacity? She said nobody's asked me.
Right. Well, you have that discussion now then, Suresh.
Yeah, because before you continue, you know, I just feel like I'm being corralled here. I've invited you down to discuss issues of concern. As soon as you've come inside and it's the way your conduct is, I've not raised my voice, I'm trying to be amicable, but you need to explain to somebody that we're going to carry out an assessment and we're going to ask you these questions, okay? Rather than, you know, hoodwinking us, because that's what it feels like, you just hoodwinked us.
Right.
Because while I'm talking distracted, I just need to know if Serish is carrying out an assessment. The first thing is you come in my house and you should explain...
Mum's
Where do I live?
You live here as well, but
Why not get
Mum's our client and I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, this is a conversation, it's not really conducive.
No.
It's not your house, it's this person.
I know, but you're making it feel as if it's all about you.
It's not about
and
me.
I'm just explaining, we're here to move Mum's plans on.
Yes, that's right. But last time when he came down, you know, you could majority talk with myself.
Because I was updating the assessment.
Yes, okay. Look, I've not asked for my needs, have I? I've not highlighted my needs, so we're here looking at my mum's needs. I've taken exception and an issue with the regards that you come inside, right, you introduced yourself, and then started while distracting me, tried to carry out an assessment with my mum, and my mum, after I've intervened and interjected and taken issue, I went to ask my mum, are you happy for this to go ahead? Because you've not come down today with a meeting to carry an assessment. You've not said, look, we want to carry out a mental capacity assessment, because that's what Serish is doing now.
Our assessments are ongoing.
No, I accept that, it's ongoing, but you've not come down. I had certain issues on my agenda to discuss now. And one thing I'm not prepared to do is talk to yourself while Serish is talking to my mum, because obviously we're in the same...
Alright then, we'll sit quietly and let Suresh finish
but before that, I've raised the issue regarding Serish's right to ask those questions and my mum being made aware. The first thing, I don't need to tell you how to do your job. You should first of all explain to me that was on your agenda. You've not explained that. Second of all, you've approached my mum and you just started carrying out an assessment, mental capacity assessment, without asking her. Maybe she doesn't feel comfortable.
Well, actually, I have explained that to you, Mum.
I'll just ask that question.
But the way you've explained it is that we're going to do a report. The way
Yes.
I've explained it is I'm having a discussion with you because
But
that's
you
what
are,
it is.
no, it's not a discussion, though, is it? It's a discussion with the purpose of writing a report, is it not? A discussion is something I'm having with your colleague here, so the discussion is informal.
Right.
This is a formal thing you're carrying out, yes?
Yes.
Alright, so you need to explain something that this is a formal report.
Okay.
Yes? You have not done that, you understand? What you've done is that, it's an informal chat. An informal chat is very different to a formal chat.
But by you explaining it to Mum, that's already going to make her think, that's already going to make me put her guard up towards me.
Well, she shouldn't. She
Is it
shouldn't.
being explained?
Well, she shouldn't. Why
She
should
needs
she?
the opportunity
Why?
to express this relationship.
You have, if you want to build a relationship, it's based on trust, on conduct. All right. You claim to be professionals. I've just taken issue with the way that you've gone about. While this is what's happened right now, within 5-10 minutes that you've been here, while I've been sat there, I invited you in, you sat down next to my mum and started asking her, carrying out a formal assessment, while I'm, having to speak over some of the things that you're saying. As if you were carrying out an assessment, I would say, I'm happy for you to carry out an assessment. My only concern is that if you're carrying out a formal assessment, my mum needs to be made aware of those rights, and she has a right not to engage you. Does she not?
You're right.
Yes, she has a right. So have you explained that to my mum that
I've
she
explained to you, Mum,
she doesn't have to engage you? Have you explained that to me?
But the reason for my purpose is to try and engage her, so
I know, but
me telling her that she doesn't have to, yes,
But
she have a right to.
but she
Then
doesn't
she
know
don't
that.
get, then she don't get a voice, does she?
No, but she
We're trying to encourage her to have a voice in
It's
this.
very difficult when I'm having to speak. When I'm a single person, I'm having to speak to two different people with two. So please, I'm trying to resolve one thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The first thing is that if it's I don't think you understand what's going on here. You're saying to me that it's a discussion. I've asked, is it a formal discussion or is it an informal discussion?
It is a formal discussion,
It's
because you've not actually even got to the assessment.
I know you haven't. But before you can carry out an assessment, you need to explain to somebody that this is what we're doing. Not to give the impression that you're having an informal chat, all right, to gauge questions out of her, or to gauge information out of her, which you're writing in a report. My mum has a right to know and a right to refuse.
I agree.
Do you accept that? Have you given her an opportunity to refuse?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not building that relationship up with her. I'm not
No.
As part of the capacity assessment, we encourage participation.
You do, yes, and
Yes.
but you need to make people aware that you have a right not to
That's fine,
participate.
I can do that.
Okay, but you haven't done that.
But I can do that.
No, but I'm not asking what you. After I've pulled you up on it,
Right.
so I'm trying to tell you how to do your job now. How long have you been? How long have you been?
She's
social
trying
worker?
to engage with mum.
Please, can
She
you not?
hasn't got to that stage.
I know, but I'm just trying to find out how long have you been a social
I
worker?
don't feel obliged to answer that.
Okay, all right. But clearly you've been qualified. You're
Yes,
qualified
I'm
social
qualified
yes,
social worker.
okay, all right. So why have you not made my mum aware that she has a right not to
Like
engage?
I've just said to you, we haven't got to the assessment part yet.
Yes,
I'm
you
sorry,
have.
asking your mum
Yes, you
how
have.
she is.
You've already said, you've
I'm
started the
sorry,
assessment. Have you not asked my mum twice the question, what's my name?
My name?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And that's a general question.
No, but you asked it twice.
And your point is, if she can't hear me, of course I'm going to ask twice.
No, you.
Of course I'm going to ask more than
Sarah,
three times.
have you commenced an assessment or not? You've already written something down. Have you not
Yes.
written something down yet?
Yes.
So you're carrying out formal assessment.
These notes are for my memory.
Yes, all right. But they are for your memory, so you can go back and write something.
Maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
But the purpose is, look, can I mean, I don't think I'm speaking at odds here. I just feel that I've invited you down
Right.
to discuss certain issues.
Okay.
If you wanted to have those on the agenda, you could explain to us that, oh look, we're going to be coming out, and I could have made my mum aware. Now look, people are going to be coming down, and they want to carry out an assessment. Like I said, what would be my grounds for objecting? Do I have a ground for objecting? You can even say to me, look, we would like to carry out an assessment with your mum on your own. Okay, that's also something that you can do as well. And then obviously I can ask for that question to my mum. And Chrissy, what you have to understand, you've not been here for the last 3 months. All right, that's 3 or 4 months. We're in March now. Last time, halfway through March, the last time we came was in January. As my mum's son, I looked at her best interest. Okay, you come down and you accept as a social worker that my mum has a right not to engage you. Right. That should have been made. If that's a right, you need the other party to make them aware. So am I within my rights to say that you've come in here, I've been corralled into one side asking questions and agendas, and you've carried out an assessment without making me aware?
If I remember correctly from last time, we were in the same setup.
Yes.
I was still speaking to Mum, I was still taking notes. You didn't object to it then?
No, I didn't, because obviously you were engaging myself first. Okay, and the reality was that you were not carrying out an assessment then, as I felt. You were not taking down notes.
I was taking down notes.
Okay, all right. I can't remember that.
And we
long
did
ago.
commence the assessment.
Okay, all right. But the assessment. Why was the assessment not concluded then?
Because
It's
we
an
see
ongoing
people on more than one
assessment.
No,
occasion.
We can't make a judgment on seeing one. We can't make a judgment on seeing your mum once and speaking to her once. That's
And
not the way
you
we
had
work.
an opportunity to come back.
And we have the opportunity
Yeah,
today.
well, no, I have basically, how many emails have I sent? I mean, you said this, you've seen it, read the emails, I've sent you so many emails. I think, because following your last assessment, clearly an assessment must have been completed for you to then put in place a care provider. So this is why I'm getting confused, you see, because on the one hand, and an assessment cannot be indefinite. A mental capacity has to be done at a specific time, that we came down on this day, we carried out this assessment, and this was what our conclusion was.
No, we do it over 2 or 3 days.
All right, but what's happened is that hasn't happened. You come down on the 4th, and then by the 10th, I believe, 16th, or 15th or 16th, you've then given instructions to get a care provider, an agency provider, which we were never discussed and was never made aware of.
Yeah, Yasin emailed you the whole details of that, and you responded declining it.
But so that if I'm sorry. Look, once again, we're just getting lost here. Okay, what's happening is that Yasin was previously Maimun's social worker. Okay, this was before your involvement.
Yeah.
Okay, so any discussions that we had ended when yourselves took over. Is that correct? Yes.
With Yasin.
Yes, I mean clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I think on the 22nd of December 2017 is when the Yasin told me that he's been moved on. Now I take issue with this because obviously there was one person coming down. I got on perfectly well with Yasin. There was no explanation given why then it was transferred to yourself, other than something vague as, or we've just been put onto a different project. I think Yasin had the language skills. Somebody I was very willing, working well. He knew, he got on well with my mum. You understand? Assessments should have been really carried out when she was in hospital, all right, or on a discharge, because she's been discharged on the 2nd of November. So the question arises is that you've had plenty of opportunities to carry out an assessment.
That is all part of the assessment. It starts off with what we call the initial assessment in hospital.
Care needs assessment.
And then the best is part of the information that feeds into the assessment. And then we do the full assessment with that information that we've gathered.
Each assessment has a name to it, yes? Today you're carrying out a mental capacity assessment, is that not correct?
Well, we're hoping to do it as ongoing,
Yes. So it has a name, all right? My question is this, that why was the mental capacity assessment not carried out in November? Or why was the mental capacity assessment not carried out while she was in BRI? Why was the mental capacity assessment? बेटी भाई का मुझे ना ये आयन तो सने मारे यहाँ ये तो सने सोशल वर्कर ठीक है तो ये आयन रिपोर्ट बनाने थे ठीक है भाई तो सो की कितना मदद तो सनी कर सकता ठीक है मैं ना बहस लाई भी है भाई जितना तुम अंदर आए हो ना सारी इज्जत ना नो आए थे अंदर जिया मैं जिला अंदर मैंने अंदर बुलाया ना मैं नहीं बुलाया है ठीक है मैं ही कुछ के बालिया ने ठीक है वो दुई लड़की मेरे ना गला करने भी है ये तो सना गला करने भी है तो मैं इस गला नहीं फुफकी खाती है ना मैं आके भाई तू सो जे सो मानी मोह ना घाल करने हो तो मी भाव ना भाई सो घाल करने मैं अपनी मोह की समझाऊं पहले ये बेईमानी में दिसी है ठीक है तो जेडी बेईमानी में दिसी है ना है मैं फिर उन्हें ना बहस ना लगे भाई तू सो मी इतना पता लगना भाई तू सो आए हो बेईमानी करने ने मारे ए आखिर लगे ना असा आया तो ना रिश्ता रखने ने मारे है ना तो ना चंगा रिश्ता रखने ने मारे जी असा तो
So you're just feeding your mum all of this now, so she's not even going to give me a chance to speak to her or engage with her because you literally just told her.
But that's what you're doing. I'm just as good as you are as a social worker.
But you've literally just said to her that we've come in.
Have a life.
Can I finish what I'm saying? Can I finish what I'm saying?
You interjected when I was speaking to my mum.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Can I finish what I was explaining to my mum first? I was talking to my mum. All right, and then you
telling her that we're disrespecting you.
That's what's happened.
We're disrespecting you.
Yes.
We've come in, we've disrespected yourself, and we're cheating her.
Yes.
That's what you're telling her. Am I
correct? No, I said I didn't say you're cheating her. I said that's what the impression I've got.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I've told her. Have I lied to my mum? You can understand the language I've been using. Have I lied to my mum? Have I tried to deceive her in any way?
Is that a very bias? How do you expect us to build a relationship with your mum when you're going to be feeding her this?
Excuse me, but you have to also. My mum has inabilities.
Right, yes? I understand that.
And to compensate for those inabilities, I have abilities. Right? I have
are your abilities fair according to her level of cognition?
Just hold on a second. I have abilities. My mum lacks abilities. Right? We have a symbiotic relationship where I facilitate any inabilities that she has. For example, if she can't go to the toilet, I assist and help her to the toilet.
Right.
All right. So I'm doing the same thing now. I'm trying to give my mum full information.
Right.
My mum should be made fully aware. You have accepted as a qualified social worker that my mum has certain rights. One of those rights is that she should be made aware that she does not have to engage you. That if you need to make, would she have known that? No.
She would not have known that.
And wasn't
But
that your
you would also-
responsibility? But it's not your responsibility to tell her that.
I've not started the assessment yet.
You have started the assessment.
No, I've really not. I've asked her my name.
What have you written
I've
down?
asked her, okay.
All right, what have you written down?
I've asked her my name.
Yeah.
I've asked her who she lives with.
Yes.
So she can tell me that you're sat there.
Yeah, right.
I then asked her who's managing you at home, which are general questions which we would ask on any visit.
Okay, all right. So that's the start of an assessment then.
Is it, or is it just information gathering?
No, it's part of an assessment because then you ask the same question again, twice.
Because of her hearing deficiencies.
No,
because
no, no.
Because she has inabilities and
Yeah.
I have abilities.
Yes, but in what capacity are you acting on her abilities? Because the first thing that you should have done is explain to my mum that an assessment's been carried out. Alright? And she has a right not to engage. Which
Right, can we start again, please? Because this is a waste of our time.
Oh,
You've
excuse me.
You've established your point now, and we need to move
Please
on.
can you not raise
So
your voice?
can,
Please
no,
can you
I'm
not- please-
speaking at the same tone
No, I
as
think
you,
you are.
actually.
Number one, and when you say waste of your time.
No, it's a waste of the time we've allocated for this meeting.
Just hold on. You're getting paid
right,
to be here.
I'm
I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
Okay? So your time is being remunerated to you, so you shouldn't take
But we're
issue.
wasting that time by not moving it
Because-
on.
because
You're repeating the
Yes,
same.
we're wasting our time because you've done something wrong.
You've established that.
Okay, now move
Now,
forward.
can we move on?
Okay, just hold on.
हमारे
Like I said, we're going to do one thing at a time. I can't do two things.
हमारे इसलिए आए कि हम आपके साथ बात कर सकें
ठीक है ये आने तुझे बात कर सके मैं तुझे समझाया भाई एक मानना जितना गला कर लगे बेने ना तुझे कि ने समझाया भाई तुझे नाल वया रिपोर्ट लिखन लगे बेने है ना तुझे रिपोर्ट लिखन लगे बेने ए भाया तुझे नहीं एक दूसरी गल है ए जरी है सैरिश है इसने को मैं पूछा मऊ ना हक है भाई ना मैं बोला तो ऐसा है मैं भी तुझे हमारी मऊ की समझाया कि नहीं वन और जरी दूसरी लड़की है ना वो आनी चलो ठीक है आमीन करने हैं गलतियां सारे को लगी अच्छो गहरा टोला है ना बट मैं आना घेरा कितना टोला वो आने में तू जेदा जेदी गल्ला एक बारी बाहर फिर बार बहान लगे हैं है ना
आपने मुझसे बात करनी है आपने मुझसे बात करनी है जो भी हम बात करेंगे
मैं तुझे पूछेगा क्यों बात करना चाह रहे ना है ना
कहीं बात करना चाह रहे हो कौन है
मैं आपके साथ इस बारे में बात करना चाहती हूँ कि आप कहाँ रहते हैं कैसे रहते हैं किस हाल में किस चीज की मदद की जरूरत है आपको अगर हम कुछ कर सकते हैं तो क्या कर सकते हैं इस बारे में बात करना चाहते हैं आप उनसे बात करना चाहते हैं
कोई नहीं बता बात करने ना स्वाद केड़ी गल्ला मैं जेड़ियां ना बड़ा से फिर गया था मैं अकल मुंह गाली को नहीं आ रही
Okay, all right. If you had come down and explained to me, like that's clearly my mum said she's not up to feeling to engage you, all
what
right?
she said is that there's that much going on that
Yeah.
my head's feeling about
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it is.
Yes, and this is your fault because you did not tell me that this was going to be on the agenda. All right, I feel aggrieved because I've come down. I've asked you to come down for because of issues and concerns.
Yeah.
Rather than addressing those issues, we've now had to go on this other trajectory,
Yeah.
which is a waste of your time, which is a waste of my time. Okay. Now, if you would.
let's discard
Start again.
this information, Valerie. This conversation with Mum, let's discard it. You discuss your concerns with Anne and we'll
Let Mum
discuss
calm
it.
down.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. Because
Let Mum calm down.
let the situation calm down, yes, because
Yeah.
obviously you've done. I'm agitated now as well.
Can you come and sit here as
I'm
well?
happy to sit here.
Well, I'm thinking of Mum. She needs to calm down.
Yeah, I'm not the agitator.
But you're the one with the raised voice, and
I'm
she
sorry,
doesn't know
you
what
raised your voice. You
she
raised your
doesn't know what
voice.
you're saying.
Yeah, listen. I've explained to my mum.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's here 24/7. Am I not?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking after her 24/7, which you're fully aware of. All right. I need to make my. Am I acting? Looking to act in my mum's best interest or not?
I hope so.
Yes. So if and one of those things is that Sarah has said that she accept. Yeah, I'll get some more.
कुछ और से बता
Megan, yeah, no, Megan. I think it's very underhanded what's happened today, and this is not.
Well, I'm sorry it feels like that to you, but it wasn't the intention. It was just so that we'd chance for you both to speak, that's all.
Well, I think, well, clearly something's gone wrong here, all right? And Sarish has accepted the fact that she should have explained to my mum what's going on.
Yeah.
I think
Before the assessment actually
yeah,
started.
yes, that's right. I, as a professional, I would have anticipated that you would have done that and made myself aware, because as you can see, you've come inside. I feel very agitated now myself.
Yeah. We're trained to have a informal discussion with people first.
Yes, have an informal discussion, but this is a formal discussion. I feel that, in my opinion, on my assessment of the situation, last time you had an informal discussion with my mum. I believe that an agenda has been put in place, okay, because clearly you've come down with an agenda which was to carry out a mental capacity assessment.
We realised last time that we hadn't really spoken to your mum enough.
Yeah, that's right, I agree with you.
And at this time we needed to
but that
speak
could
to
have
her
been,
more direct.
and couldn't that have been explained in an email? Now look, we're happy to come down. But you know, and this could have been really explained to me. If it could have been explained to me, then I could have had the opportunity to explain it to my mum, all right, and respected her rights. I feel that you've not respected her right. If she's had a right, you've not explained it to her, and then obviously that's agitated me, because I feel that while you're corral, and even now you're saying, well, can you just sit there while
I just want your mum to calm down. And
yeah, and I'm for myself to calm down as well.
Because
I'm very
you're not
agitated.
speaking in mum's language.
Yeah.
This is what happened last time. She kept saying, what are they talking about, what are they talking about? And she, I don't know, mum probably thinks there's something argument or something going on.
Something untoward's going on,
I think because of the tone that she's hearing.
And I think she's right though.
Yeah.
I think she's within her rights to feel that way. Because on the one hand, you've come down, as you're fully aware of the wider issues that are ongoing, I'm sure you're fully aware, all right? And there's other issues, like you said, you have to discuss something with your legal department. So there's many other legal issues going on, particularly surrounding myself, okay? And obviously this has an impact on my mum. I'm my mum's primary carer, all right? Without myself, you know, obviously everybody else has backed off. What the agenda for today was, we followed...
नहीं मेरे साथ काम करती है
She just has to hear her mum. And obviously it's a good thing that obviously that, you know, Sarish is here to be able to translate, because as you know, I've had many issues.
जी मैं ब्रैडफोर्ड काउंसिल से हूँ मैं काउंसिल से हूँ मैं सोशल वर्कर हूँ
So you know, obviously this is an ongoing issue regarding the language issues. Now the first
नहीं क्यों आप किसके साथ रहते हैं आप किसके साथ रहते हैं आप कितने नाम रहते हैं
मैं पुत्र है ना
और
भी पुत्र है ना
नाम उनका नाम क्या है
No, look, once again, you know, you're carrying out an assessment. This is what I mean by an assessment.
I'm sorry, if your mum's speaking to me, would you not like me to engage
No,
back with her?
what did my mum ask you?
What did she ask me?
You were here 2 minutes ago. How did my mum engage you?
She asked me a question.
What was that question?
If my mum lives alone.
Yes. Alright. So she's asked that question.
Right.
You're asking assessment questions.
I'm asking her if she lives alone in response to that.
Alright, but clearly those are she doesn't know you. I could ask you that question. Alright? No, just hold on. Sarish, listen to me. I'm sorry, but you're doing something wrong. I'm telling you, please, can you stop it? And you're thinking, okay, we'll stop it. And you're continuing to do it. Sarish, I can ask you the question, does your mum live alone? Yes? You cannot similarly ask me the question, do I live alone, knowing the fact that I live in this house with my mum? You're carrying out an assessment when I've told you, look, my mum's not agreeing to this. Right. You can have an informal chat with her, yes? Right. But that's something that, I think the situation's now, you're trying to calm me down, alright, but then you're not stopping the nefariousness that you're doing. Please, can you stop? Okay. Alright, I'm asking you, please, can you kindly stop, because you're being very disrespectful. I'm very calm, I'm trying to remain calm, but you're doing something wrong, you've accepted that, and then you're continuing to do something wrong, alright? Please, can you stop? I'm asking you kindly, alright? There's many ongoing issues I'm trying to resolve. The assessment clearly is not going to be carried out today. If you want to carry out a mental capacity assessment, please make those arrangements. Alright? Make us aware that this is the time you would like to come down. Alright? And then you can carry out the assessment. That's only reasonable. How you've gone about today, alright, is very underhanded. And I'm saying that directly to your face. Because I've asked you for a meeting. I've got many issues that need to be resolved. You've come in here, corralled me to one corner, and in your own words, you said we're carrying out an assessment, all right? I've told you, look, my mum's not...
in my own words, it's I'm having an informal chat.
With the purpose of carrying out an assessment.
Right.
What was the purpose of an informal chat? You're here
To get to know you more, to build a relationship with you more.
But you're here
without having to go through yourself, like you said yourself,
Yeah.
that I have to explain this to mum, I have to explain that to mum.
Yes.
Well, actually, so can I, but you are not giving me the
But
opportunity
you're not,
to do that.
that's a translation issue. But what I feel is the fact that my mum has certain rights that you're not making her aware of.
Okay.
All right. Those rights need to be made aware to my
That's
mum.
fine. The
all right?
next, but whenever we do conduct
Yes.
mental capacities, I will make sure that she's
So
aware
you've
of
done
them.
something wrong there, haven't you?
If you feel as though...
No, I'm asking you the question.
It's not wrong, it's an omission.
It's an admission or an omission.
Omission.
All right. Is it?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm going to speak to Mrs. He asked what our understanding of what's happening is, please.
ये गलती से
जी
ये अंगूठी गलती से
ये पूछिए कि आपको क्या समझ आ रहा है जो जिस बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं आपकी क्या समझ में आ रहा है क्या ख्याल है आपका
We are workers for Bradford Council.
हम ब्रैडफोर्ड काउंसिल से आए हैं हम ब्रैडफोर्ड काउंसिल के लिए काम करते हैं
कौन
मैं और आन मैं सरिश आन हम काउंसिल से आए हैं
अला
काउंसिल में काम करते हैं
अला
ठीक है
We have arranged for the ladies to come in to help you when you get washed and dressed.
जो लड़कियां आती हैं
अंदे
जो लड़कियां आती हैं आपके घर आपकी मदद करती हैं नहाने में धोने में कपड़े बदलने में वो हमने भेजी हैं
अला तू भेजी है
हमने भेजी हैं she's asking have you sent them हमने भेजी हैं
अला
Do you find that help? Is it helpful? Do you agree to that happening?
वो लड़कियां जो आती हैं आपकी मदद करने वो चंगी हैं मदद करती हैं आपकी
वो गड़ी लड़कियां यहाँ
ये लड़कियां इसलिए जैसे सफाई करने वाली हैं
The ones that help you get washed and dressed.
जो आपकी देखभाल करती हैं जो आपके कपड़े बदली करते हैं आपको धुलाती हैं आपको बाथरूम लेके जाती हैं
आए ओ करा कोई आगे तड़ा यहाँ ने कोथा इचलियाँ ना अगर बाहर लगे
So she's saying they come once, they're not coming
कोई
regularly.
नहीं कोई इचलियाँ कोई नहीं कोई इचलियाँ
Yeah, they are coming regularly, yes. My mum has memory problems, you're right. I mean, this is far more conducive. I'm not having an issue with this, because obviously you explain to my mum what's happening, and this is not an assessment, you're just trying to inform her.
ऐसा झूठ ना आसमान ने तो कोई नहीं इचलियाँ एक तड़ा यहाँ ना कोई क्या पता को सब पैसे यहाँ जा कोई ना लाया था और जोड़ी चला आ गया ऐको आका बाहर है कोई नहीं आया सारे बाहर
Right. Yeah. The arrangement is that they come 3 times.
क्या बात है
वो 3 बार आती हैं दिन में उनको 3 बार आना चाहिए दिन में
आना चाहिए है ना ऐश्वर्या नहीं
They should come for the job.
Right.
ऐश्वर्या नहीं पुत्र आना चाहिए उन्हें वो ऐश्वर्या जो ऐश्वर्या
They should come for the job.
Right.
इसलिए आना चाहिए
है
They should come for the job.
Yeah. Okay. Is this arrangement helpful? Do you want that to carry on? To have the ladies coming to help you?
जो मदद करती है आपकी
हाँ
आप उनके साथ खुश हैं वो आती रहे
ये फिर मुझे बताओ सी में नहीं बता
No, what she said. Translating what she said. You asked her a question, you said, is it helpful? And she said, I wouldn't know, you ask my sons.
Right.
Okay.
So
she's delegated.
She hasn't said ask my sons.
What she said? Put it on Google Show.
She didn't say put it on.
What did she say?
She said I don't know.
No, she did not. She just right in front of you. Put it on Google Show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I take the issue with this. She just told you. You sat right next to her. She goes, I wouldn't know. She didn't say. I mean, she said, I wouldn't know. मैंने put it on Google Show.
जो मदद करती है आपकी I'm just gonna ask but obviously they help you.
Yeah.
जो मदद करती है वो आपकी मदद करती है ना
कोई पुत्र अपनी मदद करना मैं अपना काम आपू करने कोई जरा मासा कोई पता लगा नहीं रहा है न गेरा न देना मासा वो कोई ये भी गल कोई नहीं
to help me I do it myself.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
मिलता करके ये समय उतरा ये जेड़े जंदी मंदिर कोल जेड़ियां मंदिर कोल जेड़ियां है ना तका
आप खुश है कि वो आती रहे आपकी मदद करने के लिए?
अरे
आप खुश है कि वो लड़कियां आती रहे आपकी मदद करने के लिए?
हाँ
So I asked, are you happy for the girls to continue working to help you? Yes.
Okay. It will be better if the ladies can speak your language, won't it?
जो भी आती हैं वो पंजाबी या उर्दू नहीं बोलती ना, तो बेहतर होगा कि वो पंजाबी और उर्दू बोले ताकि आप समझ सके और आप भी उनके साथ बात कर सके।
हाँ उसी दोनों दस्सा हमें हमारा साथ बात करो ना वही तो अपनी ननद बाढ़
Yeah, she's saying that they kind of talk between themselves, and I have to say to them that speak to me as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are
Are you in agreement to this arrangement ongoing with some ladies that can speak your language?
आप खुश है कि जो लड़कियां आ रही हैं वो आती रहें लेकिन उनके साथ जो आपके साथ बात कर सकें?
लड़कियां तो सारी आना
The girls. Bradford Council की लड़कियां है ना, हमने भेजी हैं। हमने भेजी हैं लड़कियां आपके लिए मदद करने के लिए।
They are workers. They are workers that are paid to do the job. Yeah, it's a.
हम वो लड़कियों को पैसे देते हैं ताकि वो आपकी देखभाल कर सकें।
तो करने आना
Is that why we do it?
Yeah, they are carers.
Carers हैं।
Is there a word in Asian that's?
वो उनकी जॉब है।
ठीक है वो उन्होंने जॉब है तो फिर उन्होंने छोड़ी तो फिर तो सारी है
Yeah.
If that's their job, if they leave, then is it your job? I'm just next to
Put them onto a team and there will always be somebody to come.
हमेशा कोई होएगा आपकी देखभाल करने के लिए। अगर वो नहीं आ सकती तो हम किसी और को भेज सकते हैं जो आपके साथ बात कर सकें। ठीक है। जो इस वक्त आ रही हैं, जो अभी आ रही हैं, वो ज्यादा आपसे बात नहीं कर सकती। तो आप खुश है कि हम किसी और को भेजें जो आपके साथ बात कर सकते हैं? Okay, so she'll have a look. And then we can send them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, why are you getting so many people together for?
What do you mean here, us?
No, like she's saying, why are you collecting all these people for?
Oh, because I said team.
Yeah.
They only come two together.
खाली दो आती हैं। खाली दो ही आती हैं ना आपके पास?
Yeah. Your memory is not so good these days. Your memory.
आपकी याददाश्त इतनी अच्छी नहीं रही।
Did you acknowledge that? Yeah. Your son, is it Shazad?
Yeah.
Your son Shazad is telling me that the people come 3 times. They have been coming to help you.
ये बोल रही है कि आपके बेटे शहजाद कह रहे हैं कि लड़कियां आती हैं दिन में आपकी देखभाल करने के लिए 3 बार आती हैं।
Daddy? Daddy,
Yeah. Yeah. And because your memory is not so good, you've forgotten that they've been. But they are coming to help you. Yeah, they help you to the toilet. 3 times. Yes.
जो आती है दिन में 3 बार आती हैं, आपको बाथरूम लेके जाती हैं दिन में। तो क्योंकि आपकी याददाश्त इतनी अच्छी नहीं रही इसलिए आप भूल रहे हैं, लेकिन वो आती है, लाज़मी आती है।
The girls know that come, I don't know. Right. Because your memory's not so good, that's why we're coming to have this discussion with you to see if this arrangement is acceptable to you. You can't remember that they come, but Shazad does.
क्योंकि आपकी याददाश्त इतनी अच्छी नहीं रही, इसलिए हम आए आपसे बात करने के लिए इनके बारे में और आपके बेटे शहजाद के साथ. ठीक है.
Yeah. Okay. She's just thinking about that. She didn't comment.
No, she's accepted it. There's nothing to think about. She's saying, okay, all right.
Okay.
Accepting it.
Yeah. All right. Now,
What are you asking?
yeah. Don't know. Let me think what else we need to ask. It's not a free service. It's not a free service. You will have to pay something towards it.
जो लड़कियां आती हैं वो मुफ्त के लिए नहीं आएंगी. ठीक है, आपको भी कुछ थोड़ा देना पड़ेगा उनको.
But you now get some money. She's amused by that.
क्या हुआ? क्यों हंस रहे?
Has she misunderstood you?
She's asking me that if they're not coming for free, am I kind of
A
a
slave?
Oh, no.
नहीं.
No, they are servants. You are paying them to do the job.
आप पैसे हम पैसे देंगे और आप भी थोड़े से पैसे देंगे उन्हें ताकि वो आपकी देखभाल करें. ठीक है? आप समझ रहे हैं?
She understood now, so, yeah. With your pension, you're now getting some care money that will help you to pay for the ladies.
आपकी पेंशन आती है आपके बैंक में. आपकी पेंशन आती है आपके बैंक में. पैसे आते हैं आपको जिससे आप उन पैसों का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं इनको देने के लिए जो लड़कियां आती हैं.
She's asked, who's told you about my money?
It was our department that applied for it with you.
जब आपने एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म भरना था उन पैसे जब वो पैसे आने वाले थे आपके पास तो हमारे डिपार्टमेंट ने एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म भरा था उस पैसों के लिए, इसलिए हमें पता है.
मैं की को नहीं पता भाई इन्हें की पेंशन मिली है या पैसे मिले. जे मैं ना भी बाहर ना भाई असली पैसे मिले ना.
You should tell me that I've got money too.
Right. We can find that out for you and we can write it down for you to keep.
हम पूछ सकते हैं, हम देख सकते हैं कि आपके पास कितने पैसे आते हैं, फिर आपको बता सकते हैं लिख के.
Well, is she going to be able to read it?
Numbers? Can she read numbers?
No, you said you're going to write to her, so she can read it.
Write the numbers down for her and give it to her.
But some of the questions you ask her, the reason my mum started laughing was that, as far as my mum's concerned, you've asked her a question, how many times a carer's coming? She said, they've just been once or twice.
Yeah.
Then you're telling her that, we're going to be paying them. Alright, so as far as she's concerned, she thinks, well, I'm not getting anything and you're paying people.
Oh, I see.
That's why she, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was funny for me as well.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the second thing is you're saying that, look, she's not aware of what's happened. And in fact, I can obviously interject and say the fact that when the assessment was carried out with Yassine, she was not made aware of it.
Of what?
That there's not assessment, the application for higher care component.
That's the one you did with Tahir Butt, the financial officer?
Yeah, that's right, yes. I did that Tahir Butt.
You did it?
Yes. My mum didn't partake in the conversation,
right.
So she would not know that information.
No.
So for you to say to her, oh, do you remember filling in that form?
I didn't say
no,
that.
I mean anything along those lines.
I just said to her, you've now got some care money coming in with your pension.
Yeah, I know, but you're asking my mum saying, well, I don't know.
No, but we're telling her, aren't we? That's news to her.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, because it's very recent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you get something in the post about it?
Yes.
Yeah. So has the letter arrived that we can show her now?
Well, I'm not. Well, I mean, the thing is, she doesn't read English.
No, but the numbers.
What would the numbers achieve? Because obviously she doesn't. She can't remember things. And I mean, you can write the numbers down to find out. I mean, right now, obviously, if we can we leave that to next time, and you can give her the numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Rather than putting me on the spot like this.
No, that's fine.
And I can make her aware of it. But as it stands now, I mean, obviously, my mum's not had any access to any money for some time.
Yeah, we're going to ask her about that.
Yeah. She's not had some more access to money for some time, number one. And number two is that this is news to me as well, because obviously I deal with the finances.
What's news
that
to you?
she's going to have to pay for the services.
Well, it's an assessed charge. It depends if she's on a low income or not.
But we've already got a letter saying that my mum's not going to have to pay.
But that was before she got the care money, was it?
Well, I'm not sure, but you said your mum does not qualify, you don't need to pay.
Well, she probably didn't, but now that her finances have changed, she might have to, but she might not. It depends. It's a financial assessment.
But maybe that's something that you can. I mean, when it comes to finances, obviously I deal with my mum's finances, and that's maybe something can look to see that the change of circumstance, does that mean that it's affected her right to pay? Because obviously you made us aware.
No, she always has. She always has to pay according to her means. At the moment, her means were low, and it meant she didn't come into the category that pays. But it's always a chargeable service. That might have now put her into a position where she has to pay something.
And you've just made us aware that now, you understand? So I'm going on the information that's been already given to me. Initially, you told me there's a sorry, I'll let you write that.
I'm just putting it down as a question to find out.
So
she needs a new financial assessment.
Well, because of a change of circumstance, i.e. that we've helped her. So, I mean, just on the surface of it, I mean, clearly that needs to happen now. If she's now just come over the threshold,
well, that money is for her to pay for care. That's why we applied for it.
Let me just finish. Okay. So, obviously, if that's taken her over the threshold, then obviously you need to make us aware that that is the situation.
I will.
Yeah, okay. Because obviously my understanding was that, given her circumstances, that she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to pay. That's what the situation was.
Yeah.
I can only go on the last situation.
Yeah.
Only today have you made me aware that because she's made that application, that may have taken her over the threshold. That could be the case. Okay. Now, obviously, this is something I need to really think about, or just need time to absorb it. Because on the one hand, it seems that you've got an agenda to get the assessment carried out and get my mum on higher benefits so you can get paid. It seems a conflict of interest there.
Well, no, mum will actually be better off.
No,
we don't take it all. We just take a contribution towards.
Okay, all right, but
mum will definitely be better off.
All right, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's something that I really need to look into because obviously
it's part of our duties to make sure people's getting all their full entitlements.
But can you see the conflict of interest there? It could have been that the Bradford Council has used my mum as a vehicle to get money that they wouldn't have otherwise got if she stayed on the same benefit. That's the way I'm looking at it, alright? So you had an agenda to get my mum more money, and I don't know how much she's going to be paid. Maybe all the extra money that she's going to get. Like I said, I haven't looked at the fine print here, but it could be the fact that all the money that she's getting extra may be going to yourselves, and you could possibly yes.
Yeah. But it doesn't, but I know what you mean.
So, from my perspective, I mean, obviously I'm here, and please forgive me if the situation got a little bit more heated earlier on. The way you've interacted with my mum now, I don't have an issue. You've respected her dignity and her privacy, and you've engaged her in a respectful manner. You've done nothing wrong here, I can't stop you. I only interject when I see that somebody's violating my mum's rights, so I've got no issues with this. And now as it happens, you've made me aware of something, i.e. there could be, and that's something that obviously we need to be made aware of. You need to look into that assessing us. But it just seems from my perspective is that potentially you could have used my mum as a mule if she's not going to be benefiting, just so you could have benefited. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it comes from the government. It ain't just Bradford.
I know. But I have to give my time in order to sit down with Tahir. Like I said, obviously I'm looking to remunerate my time, which I made you aware of. But I'm giving up my time to assist Tahir in order to fill in the form, alright, so he could then make provisions for my mum, so it's in her best interest. So I was going to engage But then now I've come to the realization that maybe all that extra money is going to be siphoned off by the very people. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So yeah, and that's a reality.
Yeah.
That is a reality. So that should have really been made aware. And obviously, this is another issue I have now with Tyre Buck, because he should have made me aware
Okay.
that look, potentially we're going to be applying for this, and the reality is that when the money comes, because we're providing a mum with care, we're going to take all the money, and maybe we would have decided, well, I'm not going to give up my time, or we're not going to apply for it.
So we need a new financial assessment as well to see if
Because of a change of circumstance.
that change.
Yeah, because you
They
point out.
usually review it April and October anyway, I think.
Okay, all right.
So again, we're talking over you, aren't we? Yeah. What was the last thing she said about her money? That she didn't know what
she's got coming in. She'd
Right.
like to know.
Okay. So I find out what she does understand about her money, if anything.
आपको क्या समझ में आता है अपने पैसों के बारे में? आपके पैसे कहाँ हैं?
केड़े पैसे?
जो पैसे आपको मिलते हैं गवर्नमेंट से या बेनिफिट्स से?
केड़ी गल मैं तुकी दसा? जिस गल्ला ना मुंह ढूई कोई नहीं और मैं तू क्या बा?
She says she kind of what
Yeah.
has no.
She goes, what relevance does that have to me? You understand? Why are you asking me questions that I could not give you a head no tail of?
All right. Just say, does she not know about her money then?
तो आपको नहीं पता कि आपके पैसे कहाँ हैं, कितने आते हैं, कितने जाते हैं?
No.
No.
आपके पैसे कौन संभालता है? Who looks after them?
पैसे मैं ना संभाल नो पैसे आई नहीं था संभाल लगा ना
If I have money, then I look after it. Because I don't have it,
No.
I get to look after it.
Tell her that the money is going to her bank.
जो पैसे हम देते हैं आपको,
कौन दे
जो बेनिफिट्स हम देते हैं आपको, काउंसिल जो पैसे देती है आपको,
Council doesn't pay our money.
पेंशन,
Yeah.
That's not from the council.
जो पेंशन जो आपको मिलती है,
हाँ
वो आपके बैंक अकाउंट में आती है.
हाँ
आपका खुद का बैंक अकाउंट है.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these questions regarding money, you know, she has an appointee. Yes? She doesn't deal with her own finances.
Yeah.
Alright? I'm her appointee.
इधर बंदे पड़े
You know this.
चार
Yeah, we're just trying to see what her
Yeah.
understanding of it is, and
Yes.
it's clear that she doesn't
No,
know.
and I can explain to you that I've been managing my mum's money.
Yeah, but you've no access to it at the moment, have you?
We're having some issues, yes, obviously.
Right.
That's obviously something that I can resolve with the DWP, all right? Those are ongoing issues, and obviously there's a whole... but the main problem that I need to address with yourself is that money, wherever it is accountable. Whether
Yeah.
we have it, or whether I have it, or whether
Yeah.
the DWP has it.
Yeah.
There is a chunk of money that's unaccountable. Alright?
Is
And
that-
those,
yeah.
and those are the issues that I'm trying to raise with yourself. My mum's money stopped being paid into the bank account that Adalat has access to by the end of December. So between the time period of January 2016 to December 2017, that's a period of 2 years, I have no idea where my mum's money is.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm meant to, and I've explained this to the DWP, and they give it, we can't do anything because that was your responsibility. Alright? Now,
Yours.
yes.
Right.
Alright? So they're saying, look, we've done our bit, we've paid it.
Into the bank.
Yes.
So is it still in the bank? You
I have
don't
no
know?
idea.
Okay.
I have no idea, and the
Yeah.
reason I have no idea is because Adalat was put in charge in my absence,
Yeah.
and he's now refusing to discuss anything about this.
Right.
So obviously this is an issue, a serious issue,
Yeah.
that I need to, obviously one of the serious issues that I need to make yourself aware,
Yeah.
that I've entrusted him,
Yeah.
alright, and now he's financially benefited, and over a 2-year period I've tried to calculate how much is unaccountable. We're going into the tens of thousands of pounds now. So it's over £10,000.
What, mum's pensions for that time when you
Yes.
haven't been managing it?
That's when I've been, and so obviously all I'm asking for at this stage is I've gone back to the DWP and I've written to them saying, look, could you, from that time period, January 2016 to 20, can you just sum it up for me how much money that is? Alright, because that now needs to be accounted, because that's still my mum's money, and
Yeah.
I need to ensure that, you know, if there's any surplus or if there's anything that, but I cannot do that because, you know, of disengagement from Adalat. Alright, so all I'm asking for is you give us the bank statements and, you know, just give us an account of where this money's gone, because that's that is a, you know, a stage.
January 16 up till now.
No, not till now. No. I said January 2016
Yeah.
to December 2017.
Right.
In December.
Somebody else at the door.
Oh,
We're not blocking anybody, are we?
it's my niece.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my niece. Shahida should be here soon.
It's your niece. What's her name, Sam?
Ikra.
इकरा आई है इकरा आई है शाहिदा की बेटी शाहिदा आती है
She comes after school every day.
Hello. Ikra.
Hi, alright. Welcome, Salam.
So it's fortuitous that you're here, because obviously Shahida will be here soon.
School School
You come every day after school.
most of the time.
Oh, is it handy for you?
Yeah, the school is just literally from my mum's bedroom. You can see the school entrance.
Oh, what school is it?
Yeah. Army right down there. 30 है ना? 30 है. हाँ.
You're making her laugh. What are you saying to her?
Oh, she's just saying you're very cold.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then
Because we've been sat
and
outside.
she's having some real hearing problems. So we really need to look into that. If you can make a note of that.
Yeah.
ना बेजी पता है क्या स्कूलों आई है ना तो बाहर फिरनी रही है सर्दी है ना बाहर तो सर्दी नाल इतना ही है बाहर टूरनी है बैठी भी देनी सी सर्दी है बाहर तुस तो अंदर बैठे हुए ना गर्मी विच बाहर सर्दी है बाहरों आई है ना मने आता तक ना ठंडे कौन है ठंडे मैं सीधे ही है ना दूसरा आती है ठंडे दूसरा ना क्या ठंडा है ना ठीक है असा अंदर आना असा कौन ठंडे ए बाहरों आई ठीक है साथ ठंडी है
Is that all about being hot and cold?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm warm. You're alright, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. We were talking about your money. Can you remember?
Yeah, she said she doesn't know head to tail of it.
Yeah.
आपके पैसों के बारे में बात कर रहे थे याद है
Yeah.
याद है याद है आपके पैसों के बारे में बात कर रहे थे थोड़ी देर पहले Yeah, remember.
Yeah.
Remember.
Okay. So, because you're not going to the bank or anything now, your family, your sons, manage your money.
क्योंकि आप अब बैंक नहीं जा रहे आप बैंक नहीं जा रहे ना बैंक जहाँ पे पैसे आते हैं इसलिए आपके बेटे आपके पैसे संभाल रहे हैं बैंक Does she use a specific word for the bank or does she have one that she's more used
Well, I mean, yeah, I think maybe she's forgotten. I don't know. But you. बेजी जेरे तुसने पैसे निकाल करी देना जेरे तुसने पेंशन होगी या बदले में पैसे होगी ना ये बाहर लगे हुए मैं तुसने को नहीं पता तुसने बैंक ही जाई रहे ठीक है तुसने बैंक ही जाई रहे ना तो तुसने पुत्र कढ़ान लगे हुए ठीक है
पुत्र बाड़े दे दुश्मन दे वो कढ़ान गए तब
We didn't say Katan, we didn't say you're taking it out, we just said you're managing it.
ना सामान लगे हुए अरे कढ़ाने नहीं सब उन सामान लगे हैं सामान लगे मैं सामान लगे हैं ठीक है और ऐसे उसने बाहर लगे हुए मैं सामान लगे हैं
क्या आपको पता है कि ये संभालते हैं आपको पता है कि आपके बेटे संभालते हैं आपके पैसे She knows that they're managing.
Yeah. Is she all straight? Or she's a bit? Is she all straight with the money? Do you know? Or is there any debt letters coming?
Let me explain something. Now, I graduated in 2000, and subsequently, from 2000 onwards, I've been managing the family money.
Right.
Okay. My mum's an Asian woman. She doesn't
Yeah.
understand much of the cultural needs and stuff. And it's a cultural thing, and I think Sarah will tell you this as
Okay,
well.
that's
Sons
right.
usually take on the responsibility, and therefore I'll be managing her money. So these concepts, like she explained, it makes heads no tails to me because
Okay.
her needs are being met.
Yeah.
Okay, her main priority is not money in the bank account, all right, or to go get paper. You know, that's not good to her. She can't move from here. She needs water. She needs food. She needs to be provided for.
Yeah.
All right. So the only concerns that you should have is that she's not being provided for. Now, clearly there are concerns regarding this.
When you said managing the family money, do you mean for this household?
For certain individuals,
In this household?
I don't manage any money for anybody else.
No.
Like, just the three of you and the expenses around this house?
I'm sorry. What would be the alternative?
Well, you said family, and
Well,
that's
let me-
quite
let-
extensive. Do you mean this household?
Let me explain what I mean by family. I consider those people family. I think the word family is obviously I consider people family that engage my mum or myself or my brother, child, this household.
Yeah.
And those people that have an active relationship with us, all right, and invite us to their birthday, all right, and you know, engage us and come to our birthday parties and stuff like that. Those are family members.
Yeah.
Anybody that's a biological sibling but is estranged from us, all right, I don't consider them family. So I think I need to explain to you my term of what I mean by family. So when I say my family,
The only reason I needed to know was
Yeah.
when you said you graduated and came back
yes,
and managed the family money.
yes,
Do you mean for this house? Just this 3 people in this house?
no.
Or are you managing family money in a more extensive?
The people I think rather than household, because we didn't live here. We didn't start living here till 2004.
Right.
So I can't give you, when you ask me direct in this household.
Yeah.
What I mean by what my definition of family is, I was managing my mum's money,
Yeah.
my brother Talib's money, my
Yeah.
brother Nazim's money, my my father's money,
Right.
and I manage their money because obviously they entrust me to ensure that I meet those needs. Now, with regard to my father,
Were you all living under the one roof at the time?
no.
Right.
What happened then was that my father was living separately.
Right.
All right. I started managing my mum's money, Talib's money, and Nazim's money, and obviously my own money. All right. In 2002. No, sorry, in
Right.
2000.
Yeah.
In 2002, my father was living separately,
Right.
suffering from dementia. He's also a service user of Bradford Council. You know, we're all fully known to your seniors, Jim
Right.
Salim and Alison Guy, and everybody knows who we are. So I then started looking after my father's finances in 2002. All right. And I have been subsequently looking after their finances because, as you can appreciate, as you get older, you lose abilities. And I'm there to compensate for their inabilities.
Yeah.
All right. So if my mum lacks something, writing a letter, my mum can't write a letter.
No.
So I write letters on her behalf. I manage her finances. I manage her documentation. I manage her medication. I manage all the things. As they're gradually becoming weaker, I'm there to ensure that they are those things are managed. So when you ask questions, if I can ask you like a logical question, you're going to get confused. You see, if asking a woman about her money, because she does not manage her own money for a long time, she entrusts that to myself to ensure the bills are paid, so she's not having to take money out of the bank account, then going to the post office to pay. And so all those things.
We were just trying to, I was trying to
you have to
grasp her understanding of that. You know, if she said, no, I don't bother with my money, my husband and my sons have always done that. You know, to see if she can tell me that.
Yeah, I mean, those are reasonable questions. I'm just giving you the context, and that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
Now, if there's any issue with my mum not managing my money, you can see in her own history that there was a stage where we had a breakdown in relationship with regards to myself and my mum.
Right.
That relationship that was a result of my father passing away.
Right.
Now my father passed away in 2009, and as you can appreciate, my father used to be here in this house. I used to look after him as well. And death is always a traumatic event. At that stage, we had a bit of a disagreement, my mum and I, and obviously I think it was just a lot coping with death and stuff. So we had a disagreement, and my mum left here in 2010, I believe, okay, and to live with my sister, all right.
Okay.
And my sister will be here soon. Her mum, all right, Shahida, and obviously then there was the issue of finances again. because as you can appreciate, all the money I've been managing, then what was going to happen with the management of her money? Now, what happened is that because Shahid, living with the Shahida's household, there was issues regarding money again. Her money was paid into a bank account that I controlled.
Yeah.
But she was not living here. She did not have access to her money. So for some short period of time, what happened is that Shahida took on that responsibility. All right. And so what she did was open up my mum a new post office account and so on and so forth.
Right, yeah.
Right. So that happened. So at that stage, you know, I was.
So at that stage, mum's income moved with her.
Moved with it, yes,
Yeah.
quite rightly. I mean, obviously she's not living here.
Yeah.
So when it moved there, then there was a lot of pilfering going on as far as my mum was concerned, and the relationship broke down with Shahida
Right.
to a point where the police had to be called. All right.
Okay.
So then my mum returned back here,
Yeah.
and then subsequently, when my mum has returned to live with myself, I have then moved from an informal capacity as managing her money, and more on a formal capacity.
Yeah.
What do I mean by formal capacity is that
Appointee.
appointee, yes. So I've been her appointee since her return. And that's obviously, and then what happened is with regards to an appointeeship, as you are fully aware, coming from Bradford Council, there have been issues and legal proceedings regarding this. But if you speak to the DWP, and I spoke to him, you know, quite recently, in December 2015, because a concern had been raised regarding my mum's finances, an independent, somebody from the DWP came down and reassessed my role as her appointee, and my mum once again agreed in 2015 to have me as an appointee. And obviously that can be verified, and I'm looking to have that verified as well, that's my role. Now, because I've become my mum's appointee, there's certain legal implications to that, all right, which means the fact that you know, I'm responsible for that money. Now, I'm trying to explain to you that because of nefarious actions committed by your organisation, which meant that I was no longer in that capacity anymore. You know, we don't need to go into the wider things, we're not going to go into them. But what has resulted as a consequence of your actions is that now my mum's been left in a situation where there's a gap of 2 years that we don't know where the money's gone.
Right.
Alright, so that's the issue that I want to discuss with you, sir. And the only person that can best advise you about what's happened in that 2 year financial period is Adalat. Now that's the same situation with what's happened with Talib. I do not know what's been happening with my Talib's money as well. Now I only add that on as a addition, part of just trying to explain to you. Ideally, that really needs to be raised with his social workers.
Yeah.
Now I raised these concerns with you directly when you last came, and I explained to you that before what happened is that Adalat had made a bank account in Adalat's name, but put Talib's name on there, giving Talib the impression that it's his bank account. But it was not his bank account, it was Adalat's bank account, and with Talib's name on it.
Yeah.
And Talib had access to this bank account. So Talib could go and, you know, like, if you wanted to withdraw money with some assistance.
Yeah.
So on the 15th or the 16th of October, Adalat stole that bank card. So Talib to this day has not had any access to his money.
October
2017, yes?
Yeah.
So that, you know, that's a very complicated issue. There's power of attorney things issue flying around, and so I don't want to really distract what's going on. We are here for my mum and focusing on my mum, but just financially, obviously raise financial questions. And ideally, she's delegated that responsibility to myself. And if she had any issue with me personally mismanaging the money, she clearly had a means and an opportunity, and your social worker records will show that social workers have gone and visited my child's house, which is when having you, raising issues, raising concerns, and asking, you know, railroading her into making statements against himself then, and she refused to do so, and then ultimately ended up back in my care. So ultimately, you know, if I was controlling and managing her money and not happy with it, she had an opportunity to go to the sister and then decide not to come back. But because she was being exploited and abused there, she came back here, and then I put things in a more formal setting.
Okay. And mum, at the moment, Is she in any debt or anything?
No, she's not in a lot of debt, but obviously I am. So as I've explained to you, that as you're aware, the money had stopped, okay, and I'm here fully trying to meet her needs, and pushing her. So, and throughout this time period, I feel aggrieved because of the actions of the local authorities, because neither family member has ended up in debt, in any kind of debt.
Yeah.
I could have, if I was a fraud, I would say fraudulent individual, I could have full access to their identity even today, and I could take credit out on their name if I was to do so and place them in debt. I believe I've acted in good faith and good conduct because they are not in debt.
Yeah, good.
I'm in debt.
Yeah.
I'm in debt to secure. I went yesterday to your office in the council to say that I owe £20,000 council tax. Okay, so I'm here to taking on their liabilities. If that makes sense, they're fully stable protected. You can contact any credit rating agency to determine that no credit, there's nothing.
So there are direct debits things set up on those accounts, do you know?
Which account?
Tallies and books.
I've just explained to you that I have no idea.
Before, when you were managing
When I was managing,
yes.
I was obviously getting money. I was okay.
Getting a lot of ahead.
No, before I got to the direct debit, yes.
Right.
My finances are such that obviously, as you can see,
You come completely out of the picture since these days.
yes, number one. Number two, prior to that date, everything is, the council gives money to my mum into my account, and I manage those money. So everything's in direct debit. When after what happened to me, obviously I've got put in place, I feel aggrieved at 2 points. Number one, that is for that 2-year period, he has not given me an account. But in addition to this, I left him with a substantial cash sum. Alright?
And he got a receipt for that.
Let me explain. I did not give him the money. Alright? After I got incarcerated, I explained to him these are the funds available because I wanted to ensure that in my absence, my family would not suffer. Alright? What has ultimately happened while I've been away is my family has suffered. Alright? To an entity, I came here for things. Oh, not bad. Sorry, I was explaining that I left a substantial amount of money for Undertake.
Available in the two accounts.
No, I left it, I explained to you that, I left him with mum's account.
Yeah.
Talib did not have an account.
Right.
Because that account, Adalat created. Adalat created an account in his own name. And became his appointee in my absence. He should, like I said, I don't want to digress too much happening there. But I have no idea what's happened to Talib's money over that time period. But I don't want to discuss that with you now.
So if all's done as it should be in his account.
Not in his account, Adalat's account.
But it's Talib's account that Adalat manages.
It's the one that receives
benefits.
But it's in Adalat's name.
Yeah.
Because I can't cancel the account.
No.
All I did in December was made the DWP aware that I'm not receiving this money. Alright? So like I said, this is much more complicated. We're focusing on the most issues. Right? And in addition to leaving him a bank account that I created in my mum's name. Alright? That was in my mum's name that I helped create. And tell the DWP has the appointed money directly in the mum's account. That only happened since I think 2014 or something I opened that account. Because all the accounts, my accounts have been frozen. So because there was no account where mum could receive money, I opened an account in her name at Halifax. That was her name, and then told the DWP to put money in her account, and then I was using that money to sustain family and other things. I gave Adalat that bank card. He's now refused to give the bank card back. So I have no idea what's happened to that money. So in addition to the substantial cash sum I've paid him, I've also paid him, he's also received financial benefit through mum's DWP money. In addition to Talib, the rest of these Talib artists.
left him substantial amount of money and benefit money. I've not no idea what's happened to that.
Hopefully it's still there in their account.
Have you any reason for thinking
Yes,
not?
I do. I have many reasons to believe that's not there. Because he would then look to give me an account. Our relationship has been okay. Because obviously what's happened is that the relationship between I've come back in July 2017 on amicable grounds. Adala has been telling me that he's ready to quit this role. He couldn't take it because obviously he knows how difficult this job is. Alright, in addition to telling me basically the job I do, he had to do it for a year and something. And he was telling me while I was incarcerated that look, I'm not going to do it anymore. My own house has suffered and I'm not going to do this. So I just told him to bear with him till July time. Now, as you know, July I fully looked to facilitate. My deficit is not financial. My main problem, as you can clearly see, is that there's a care shortage. My sisters are not caring. Nobody else is looking to partake in it. That is my main problem. So I will not look to be antagonistic towards my siblings. It doesn't serve my purpose. So you can come here. I want them to come. I encourage them to come. Look, Ikra comes here every other time. And my sisters come as well. But when it comes to taking on the responsibility, nobody's willing to take on that responsibility. And I did take on that responsibility for a short period of time. But that was funded to myself financially. Alright? And obviously funded to my mum's benefits, which have all terribly gone wrong now. Alright? And I hold yourselves, the local authority, liable for that, because that's what's happened. And the mum's not. Now, in relation to, as you know, what happened, I just need to explain to you what's happened, and you can verify this with Adala. I've come in July, seeing the situation really in a dire state. By September time, my mum had a stroke.
Is it better if I go over there?
Yeah. So that was in July. Came back. My mum had a stroke. My mum had a stroke in.
So you were already back when mum? You were back July.
Yeah, mum had a stroke in September.
Right.
In October, because he was managing the finances, we've decided. I mean, obviously, I'm the decision maker, looking in the best interest, and knowing what's happening in the NHS and the health service and what happened to us in the past. I've approached my brother for some money regarding getting private medical insurance.
Right.
All right, for both Talib and Mum.
Right.
That happened in October.
You requested that to Adalat?
Yes, that I need access to my mum's money now. The card that I had basically given him, I was looking to give an account, I'll ask for an account of what's been happening, because I needed the money, and I still need that money, because my mum has a right to have private medical insurance.
Yeah.
So that's several £1,000s in that needs to be put there, and I have documentary evidence to show you that this is how much it's going to cost, and I presented that with him as well. At that stage, he became hysterical and called the police on me. Right?
So, is it to buy it lump sum, or is it like a monthly insurance?
Well, irrespective, my mum needs private medical insurance.
Right.
All right, and if I had the money and the means, I would do that.
Right.
All right, obviously that's acting in her best interest, but he's preventing me from doing that.
Did he say why?
I've explained to you, he became hysterical and called the police on me.
But why?
Yeah, he's saying, you shouldn't have a right. I don't know, he's a very crazy guy. Like I said, you can talk to him directly yourself, himself. Yeah, but clearly the reason why is he's not willing to give an account. And I think I explained to you last time that this person, my brother, has an old mobile phone. Do you remember N95 Nokias?
I remember Nokias.
Yeah, those flip phones. That's the phone they had. And then through my incarceration, subsequently, he's been buying loads of mobile phones, expensive phones. Now that I'm concerned regarding his purchase of these items, but I never questioned him about it, because my main priority was to engage my brother. Because if there's two of us, see, my problem is this: I've just gone to prayers today, and while I've been out, my mum's at a risk of falling because there's nobody here. No. If my brother was here, if my sister was here, or something like this, I can get some freedom. You see. So, in relation to this, that. In relation to
So I'm in a difficult situation here. My main priority now is to avoid my mum going to hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's in the public interest as well, because if my mum goes to hospital, she's gonna die.
Yeah.
Because and the closest way that my mum's gonna end up in hospital now, future planning is that if she has a fall. As you know, when people of my mum's age are brittle, she breaks a hip. I want her to have the best care.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want her to go to BRI. All right. And so I'm trying to ensure that safeguard against that. And I've been preventing her from doing that. Because of
Mum's money's not available.
Mum's money is not available. There's issues regarding the legality of certain things. You understand? And there's concerns. I'll have a lot of concerns. Now, moving back to the time period when I did come back and what's happened with the care, I've had a word with the stroke team.
Right.
6 months. It's been 6 months since her mum's had a stroke. So I've had a review with them, and they said that a contributing factor, because nobody knows why a stroke happens.
No.
Yeah. But a high contributing factor is poor diet.
Right.
High cholesterol and poor diet. Now, while I've been absent, my brother has been feeding both Talib and my mum, takeaway food. All right, and there's been consequences to that over a long period of time. Now, I fully hold my brother liable for my mum's stroke, because these were dietary issues that he should have fully managed.
Oh.
But now, as I've come back, it's been 6 months, and my mum is back on her feet. I've nursed and cared her back.
Yeah.
Brought her back to, and your care staff will tell you that my mum's on a very, very good recovery path.
Is there any further issues you want to discuss, or can I start discussing how we want to start with Mum's plan, how much of that, transferring it to some ladies to come in that have got the language skills, that would be transferring to an agency that's not the council?
Yeah, well, obviously, I have, as you can appreciate, I know you're here for my mum, all right, but you do understand that what's happening is to my benefit.
What's to your benefit?
The care package. Do you accept that it's to my benefit?
Well, it stops you doing the things that they're doing, doesn't it?
That's correct, yes, so it's to my benefit.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? It's to my benefit.
Well, we like carers to benefit from any support we put in.
But the reality is that if carers don't do it, I have to do it.
Or it get missed, yeah.
Yeah, or if it gets missed, it gets classed as being neglected. All right. So my point is that obviously my say is very important in this whole process. In addition, because my mum doesn't have capacity, or not capacity, but inabilities, all right, and I'm here looking to safeguard her.
Yeah.
So my decisions have to be taken into consideration as a primary carer.
Yeah.
Now, moving on forward from
only
this,
if it's in her best interest.
But why would it not be in her best interest?
Well, obviously, we prefer carers who are always acting in best interest.
But in addition, your care staff come here 3 times a day, and obviously I'm the one that's sacrificing everything, all right. And I've explained to you, my mum's not had any legal liability, all right. There's been issues regarding her mum having access to money, all right, which you're fully aware of. But there have been no legal liabilities placed on my mum. What I mean by that is that my mum she's not in debt.
No.
Yes, there's nobody chasing her for money.
No.
I've been sure that she's not in debt,
Right.
and I've explained to you now that you can go speak to your colleagues that I'm in £20,000 worth of debt in council tax alone.
Right.
Okay, and that's something that you can verify. I've only been made aware of that yesterday. So I'm the one that's taking the liabilities. My mum is not having any liabilities, and this is one of the reasons that I have such a high remuneration policy, because I am the one that's taking the liabilities. Now, with regards to agency workers, I'm concerned. Obviously, you're looking to act in my mum's best interest. I'm looking to act in my mum's best interest, okay? And I believe that you're not acting in my mum's best interest.
Right.
Okay? And I'll explain, and I'd like an opportunity to explain that.
Yeah.
The fact that you've already put an agency in place without consulting me or making me aware of that was, obviously highly contentious.
We haven't got one in place.
You
What
did
do you mean?
You put an agency in place without consulting me.
No, we cancelled it. but they came by mistake. We cancelled it, but they obviously hadn't got the message.
Okay, all right. But obviously, you had put a service in place.
Yasin had lined one up. He thought he'd agreed it with you in that meeting with Barbara, and then he emailed you, and you declined it. So we put a stop on it.
No. He did not email me with that particular agency.
No, he didn't. He with the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as I explained to you, that mine and Yasin's relationship ended in 22nd of December.
Right.
Okay. Subsequently, we've had a meeting with yourself and Sarish in January.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, and particularly, I would never ever have agreed for an agency, that agency.
Oh, right.
All right. So if you're saying that I had agreed to something in principle, I haven't, and I've clearly explained to my, I haven't even agreed in principle for any agency.
Right.
Okay. But not that particular agency.
And which one was it? Caremark.
Caremark,
yeah.
yes. Because you are your seniors, and I don't believe it's yourself. I believe obviously many of the issues I have is not with yourself or with Sarish. I mean, any issues I've had with Sarish, I've put it to her face and I've explained to her these are the issues I've had.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold these things. My main issues are with your seniors and supervisors. Okay, they have given a go-ahead for that, and without my consultation. And as far as I'm concerned, people, Caremark came down here. I have an issue with Caremark. I've had ongoing concerns with the quality of care with Caremark particularly. Let me just focus in on Caremark.
Yeah.
In 2013, they put my brother Talib in a car accident.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
You remember me? That was
yeah.
Caremark.
Yeah.
I think in
But it's
2014.
Caremark that still come to him, isn't it?
Just one second.
Yeah.
In 2013, they put my brother Talib in a car, and in 2012, they put my brother Talib in a car accident.
Yeah.
In 2014, I believe, the CQC have raised concern. I think in 2014, Bradford Council no longer looked to deal with Caremark. I believe that in 2017, Caremark have once again been penalised by the CQC. All right. So Caremark, I have personal issues with them.
Yeah.
Twice.
So we can rule out Caremark then.
Well, I'm just trying to explain to
Yeah.
you that you've said that you had agreed to something in principle or something like this. I can assure you I did not agree to anything with Yasin, and in particular I would not have agreed to with Caremark.
No.
And I have an issue presently with Caremark because they're coming in here and they are not providing a service to Talib. In fact, I'm going to show you what they are doing, so you can be fully aware of it.
I know we read it last time.
You kept laughing in January.
It just kept saying nothing required, didn't it? So when you had this plan that you agreed with Yasin, what was the plan of who might provide it? Those tasks?
Well, you'll ask him in January, innit? So you'll ask him in January. Let's just finish with this Caremark and then we'll move on forward. So you'll ask him in January. You can see 16th of January, effective call not required.
Yeah.
And that will be the same thing over
Since then. Yeah.
Alright? So now you're saying to me, this is your team from council coming to provide agency workers or whatever and looking in my mum's best interest.
Yeah.
Now can you see, as somebody who's also has a vested interest in my family members, that you don't have a good standard to go by, because presently Bradford Council are paying an agency to come in and not do anything.
But if you needed anything at the time, they're there to do it. They're not leaving him without tasks undone, are they?
Look, let me explain to you. They're not doing anything.
No, but they're commissioned to turn up in case he does need something and to make sure there's some help available.
That's not part of his care plan. And obviously, you're not aware of what Talib's care plan, or are you?
Well, it's around if he's been incontinent, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but you're not. Are you privy to any extra information?
No, only what's in your mother's note.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can explain to you that's not part of his care plan. And obviously, if Bradford Council are paying an agency, right, that are coming to do nothing, then the question arises: is that appropriate?
Well, if he was left all day without anybody checking on him and he did need help.
So are they coming to check on him?
They're coming to see if he needs any help.
No, look, I'm sorry, but you should not be defending something that you're not fully aware of. I'm explaining to you that this is inappropriate and I'm having many issues with them.
Well, we told them to review it. Anyway, tell him.
Yeah, but you told that when I raised it with yourself, I raised that with the... but then, can you understand? Look, try to understand it from my perspective. In January, I've shown you this book.
Yeah.
Alright. I've told you we're having many issues with it. I've explained to you my brothers have been involved in a car accident with this agency. Nothing I have said is just like a water off a duck's back. Because the next thing I've known, somebody has arranged Caremark.
Yeah, the home care team did, and as soon as I heard it, I stopped it. But Caremark turned up by mistake because Best was still coming in, weren't they?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so it was a mistake.
It was but from my perspective, you know, those mistakes are, you know, like what kind of impression does that send myself? You have an inability to provide appropriate support because you put Caremark. Who selected Caremark? Who made the decision? I know you stopped it, but who made the decision?
Caremark put the hand up to take it.
No. But somebody made the decision. So you know, it should be.
We put the care packages out, and the agencies, they look on the list and they say I can do that.
But clearly, if they're not, so they just basically it's just a business for them, all right? And they just look at if they're having.
Can I just stop this?
Sorry.
Now I need to move on.
Yeah.
So Caremark obviously is off the. Radar for mum.
Yeah.
So
just hold on.
at the time with Yasin, you agreed what help mum needed, but you didn't agree for an agency. Certainly not Caremark, but you didn't agree for an agency to do it. So at that time, when you discussed with Yasin and Barbara mum's care needs, what was your understanding of how those needs would be met? What was in the planning then? For mum's care.
We were looking to highlight what her needs are.
Yeah, and you've done that as a group.
Because we hadn't done that as a group because obviously there were issues and concerns that needed resolving. Now, obviously, when my main issue and concern, obviously in the background, what's happened is that the local authority have looked to take me out of the picture and put Adalat there. I've had to deal with the consequences of that. Now, Adalat should have been the one that was liaising with Yasin. He had been liaising with Yasin while Yasin was in hospital, while my mum was in hospital. Right? The care plan should have been,
But you were already here then, weren't you? I thought Adalat was doing that liaison because you weren't home yet.
I was home, yes.
Oh, right.
I've told you I've been here since July.
Yeah.
Right, my sister's here.
Right.
Yeah. So, I've been here since July, so I was
here.
All
right. Okay.
All right, well, you've been made aware of something. Yeah. So,
but I know the discharge was planned with Adalat.
Yeah, and
that's when the best commenced.
Yeah.
Hello. It's Anne, yes, social worker. We've spoken on the phone and we're pleased to meet you. Yeah.
Now, so we were saying that, that was an assessment that should have been done then. There were loads of problems with that. My mum had to be bunged into a taxi to come home.
Yeah.
So I have an issue with this. So and then there were issues regarding how my mum was discharged because that what do you call it? I'm finding it difficult to talk to you when obviously.
Got to leave the room?
No, I'm okay. All right. So my mum was bunged into a taxi and sent here with an inappropriate care package.
Right.
So we were looking to get the appropriate care package. Then, what I mean by inappropriate, there was no evening call. Barbara said she could not meet the evening call. The dinner call was not doing anything. There was Adalat had arranged for meal services.
Yeah.
That was a complete nightmare.
Yeah.
All right, because obviously the care staff were not managing.
And at that time, Barbara and Yasin addressed that and made some changes.
So we made some changes, but So my understanding was that what do you call it? We were still negotiating the appropriate care package.
Right.
All right. That was back in December. Yasin had forwarded his proposal, which was I rejected.
Right.
All right. and then subsequently yourselves have come on board, and I'm still waiting to see what proposals that you have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously it was about Mum's assessment and needs, so we looked at Yasin's and we added all the information that you gave us. Mum's needs are extensive, aren't they? She can't do much independently at all. So what we're at now is who's going to meet those needs and, and the way those needs are met.
Yes.
Now, not usually we would engage an agency.
I'm fully aware, yes.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to now take every situation and circumstance is different.
Yeah.
Yes? Now, it's difficult to multitasking, yeah. Because my sister's saying my mum's cold. Mum, as you felt, it's not the case. No. There's nothing else I can do. You understand? Right, yeah. But she's trying to make that argument that. Yeah, and she's circulation problems. You know, I've addressed this with the doctor. All right. So, in addition to, where we left things last time is that obviously we are engaging yourself. Now, as you can appreciate, Annie, that the big part is myself having to engage third parties, agencies particularly. Now, I have a history with regards to Bradford Council, as you're fully aware of, and I have engaged agencies, and I have reservations regarding agencies coming in.
So, would you prefer to do personal assistance then?
But you know that avenue is closed as well.
Why?
You know that's not an option that your seniors would agree to. Have you had a discussion regarding?
Why would you think they'd block that?
Well, I mean, I'm quite surprised that you're asking me that question. Okay, has this not been a discussion with your seniors? Because I under my understanding was Yasin told me that's not going to happen.
Are you talking about direct payment?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about employing a personal assistant, like employing somebody.
Yeah.
Rather than having an agency coming in. Would that be better for you?
Who's going to be the employer? That would be ideally a little bit better.
Well,
yes.
we have a scheme that we give the money to somebody agrees to manage that money, the care hours and the money. And then you manage it between you as to how those hours are best employed.
I mean,
but it'd be, instead of having the team, more of.
I mean, with regards to, I'll tell you where I'm at right now. We have issues with regards to the agencies, and I can sit here and address those issues, language barriers, the fact that loads of people are coming here. It's a violation of my rights. It's a violation of my brother's rights. Okay, because my mum does not live on her own. And ideal, I think, because the situation. Because the situation is a little bit more complicated, because other family members are here, and as you know yourself, that the carer even told me, one of the carers told me a couple of days ago that this care package is only for one carer.
Yeah.
So why are two carers coming? No, you do know.
It was set before I came.
No, you do know. You do know.
I don't know. No.
It's not a question that you need to ask. Why are two carers coming when one carer can come? And
I don't know. I shall ask.
Well, you know the answer. I think you do, and you're just being coy about it. The reasons there are reasons regarding two carers coming is more regarding safeguarding around myself, which is have been made aware of, and now you're saying that you don't even know about this. Clearly, you're the one that's paying two carers to come.
Did you have an issue with any of the carers ever?
I have had issues with the carers, but I don't think I'm willing to disclose that.
No, but I meant, is that when two started coming? Or has it always been two?
Okay, you know what? If you're gonna, I think you should know this information. You're telling me you don't know this information, and you're looking to be coy about it. Then I don't wish to engage this conversation any further. Two carers are coming down. Yeah. When you go to an agency, what do you call, or one carer is going to be coming. So that's not in my mum's advantage. Okay,
right.
All right. Now the only option available.
Can you just explain that a bit further?
Okay. Yes.
Why is not in mum's best interest?
Currently, two carers are coming.
Yeah.
When it goes over to private agency, it's going to be one carer.
Right.
That's what I've been told.
Right.
So,
and will mum be disadvantaged by that, you say?
Well,
do you feel she actually needs the two? We thought the two really because benefit if one has the language and the other doesn't.
No.
But Mum's really improved now, hasn't she?
Yes, she has, yes.
So,
Look, the question needs to be answered, why are two carers coming?
I thought it was because when she had a
it's
stroke.
got nothing to do with my mum.
Right. I thought it was after the stroke that she needed it.
If you look at your records, and this is, obviously I have concerns because you're my mum's social worker, you have this information, and you're fully aware of the reasons that my mum was assessed for having one carer, and then all of a sudden in November two started coming. And
when did the two start coming?
Okay, I would expect yourself to know this, but two started coming in November time.
Right.
October, so a couple of weeks after coming out. Yeah.
And was that following some incident with you and a carer then?
I've not had any issues with the carers. Okay, there's been no issues between myself.
So why do you think it's safeguarding then? Are you presuming or was you told?
No, I was told by one of the... I'm a very friend... I know we meet in hostile circumstances. I'm looking here to advantage my mum. I'm not here to be your friend.
No.
Alright? But when people come to my house, carers, they're looking after my mum.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be antagonistic towards. I get on well with all the carers.
Right.
I know them all personally. We sit here and we have a chat. Because I'm a very sociable person. I feel I am, and the carers get along well with me to a point where safeguarding issues are in place, and carers think we're not bothered. We're still going to come here on our own sometimes.
Yeah.
The carers only yesterday, one of the carers said, "Look, rather than sitting in the call, I'm just going to come in here because my other carer's not arrived."
Right.
So I have no issues with the carers regarding safeguarding, but the question arises: two carers are coming, and I believe two is better than one.
Right.
Yes. And now when you're looking to move it onto an agency, you are, you are looking to moving it onto an agency, and it's going to be one carer, due to one, alright, and that's not in my mum's best interest. But the question of sending it to an agency, I think, is something that I'm not feeling very comfortable with as well. Because obviously it has to be facilitated through myself. Now this other option that you said, I mean obviously the direct payment option, that's been closed because of, that's off the table, isn't it? Yes. That is something that I would not look to engage in as well. But now you've made me aware of this other option. Because
I think we need to look at any options we can think of, really.
Yes. With regards to, I know your primary objective is to look to save resources by looking to utilise family resources. My sister's here today. You can see what she's willing to commit to. I don't think she's going to be committed to anything, okay? But we can have that discussion with her. But I've got two other sisters. I've had a discussion with them regarding, yourself, that you might be contacting them in this context. Because obviously you've been contacting Shaidan and stuff, but
you've not... the only details I've got.
Yeah, but there's other sisters. They've got two other sisters, and they've categorically told me that number one in Oldham is that she has her own mental health problems.
Yeah.
And she can't come from Oldham to provide the support.
Yeah.
Or any support at all.
Yeah.
And the second sister...
Does she even visit Mum socially?
There's no issues with her visiting.
But does she do? Is she seeing Mum?
Yes, but no. But the problem is that she's in Oldham.
Yeah.
And she's on her own.
Yeah.
With mental health problems. Without transport.
Right.
So I can only facilitate that through her coming through the coach.
Yeah.
Alright. So she's saying she wants to come down.
Yeah.
But she's not willing to come down on the coach.
Right.
Because of cold and stuff. So but she can come down in a social context.
Yeah.
Now we have another sister, Sister Khalda, and I've asked her the question as well. Is there anything that you can commit to? And she says, she's got a son who's got schizophrenia, and her own ailments and her own issues, and so she feels that she should only come down in a social context, and she has been doing.
Yeah.
My sister's here. You can ask her that, confirm that. My other sister usually comes down on a Friday when she can do. Once again, she lives in Bradford 7.
Yeah.
Alright, and she has her own issues, so she does not want to feel compelled in a formal setting to come down.
So does she come on a Friday, you say? Is that...
Not every Friday. No. She's not here today. No. But she has been visiting. But her problem is that she can't get the transport here. And she has her own issues.
Yeah.
And even when she does come down, I encourage her to just come in a social context.
Yeah. And on a Friday, how does she get here then?
it's not always on a Friday.
No, when
She's
she
got
visits.
children.
Yeah.
Her daughter might drop her off and pick her up.
Alright.
So she's obliged to her children to give her a lift, and she thinks they're very busy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, just jumping back to what you said earlier about your prayers, when you're in prayers and Mum might fall.
Yes.
Is that? Is it a weekly thing or is it
Friday
every
prayer,
afternoon? Friday prayers.
Yeah. And
Would it be useful if we arrange something that somebody's with Mum on a Friday as part of the plan?
well, you've only made me aware today regarding this personal assistant. You know, I think moving forward, you know, obviously we're not happy with the service that's going in now.
Right.
I've made yourself aware, language problems, so on and so forth. You understand that it's not sustainable. Alright? I think the best solution that is going to be sustainable, taking in this wider context, would be somebody who's prayed on a private basis.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
If that's an option available, right?
Certainly look into it.
That's the only option. With regards to well, obviously,
You're listening and talking.
yeah, it's difficult because obviously, you know, I just feel that, you know, Sarah is continuing to ask her questions that were not part of.
She's just getting information about the whole situation.
Well, no, she's asked a direct question that do you want to go live with him? Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, because we were looking at planning that.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know when we talked last time about
I mean,
if Mum went to visit the daughters, it gives you a break.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that would be something that.
And we were talking as well, weren't we, about prayers?
Yeah.
We actually were saying we thought there would be a benefit in it socially for Mum. The relationship thing for Mum,
that's right.
and care a break. We thought that would have the three purposes.
Obviously, with the three sisters, the one in Oldham is obviously not going to be practical. No. I've already asked my sister. In Bradford BD7. Yeah, that would be the most practical way. But she's saying that her house is not appropriate because of, you know, she lives in like an old terrace house. Getting her in, her house is not fully suited, and so she would rather come here. And what's been happening is that when she came last time, it gave me an opportunity to go to the shops.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So I think if we formalise that in some way, because Mum's got mobility money, hasn't she? What if you arranged every Friday that she came in a taxi? And you could do your prayers and go to the shop. And then they get to have the social visit, and it serves a purpose for you as well.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, maybe that would be something that we can look into. Okay, but once again, what you have to understand is that the main person in all of this is myself. And you know, there's a cost associated with that. Okay, and there's a cost that you're looking to deflect onto, you know, my mum. It's not a resource that are you willing to pay for the taxi?
We don't pay when people get mobility money.
I understand, but it's not for her mobility though, is it?
But we could arrange for Mum to go there, but that won't serve a purpose. So we can be creative and do it the other way.
Yes, I know, but you're being creative with my mum's money.
Yeah, that she's given.
That's right. Yes, for that purpose. Yes, for her benefit. Yes, and also her. But with regards to
and we could ask Mum directly. She's happy to do that.
Okay, all right. But let's just focus in on what. I mean, ultimately, if we go down either whether the carer route or if we go down the carer route or if we go down the personal assistant route, you need to come back to me with a proposition of how many hours are you talking?
Yeah.
Because obviously then it's the practicality. One of the problems that we've had in the past is that what happens when the person's sick?
Well, we would have to do it more than one person.
Yes.
They'd have to cover each other's holidays and sickness.
That's right, yes. In some sort.
And they're not allowed to work 7 days a week either.
Yeah, but I am.
So that
but I am. But I am.
No, you're not. If you're not there,
well, obviously,
I have to look to something else.
But I am there, and I'm not being remunerated. And my main dispute with the local authority is
But the thing is, if you weren't here, we'd have to look at alternative arrangements.
let me explain. My dispute with the local authority is a labour dispute.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
My dispute with the local authority...
It's an actual national campaign, isn't it?
No, irrespective.
Yeah.
My personal issue with the local authority is a labour dispute where they have reacted in such a unreasonable manner. Now, if something happens to me, alright, is that going to be in my mum's best interest? If I go back to prison, is that going to be my mum's best interest? Because I feel that that's what's being set up. And as you can see, what's previously happened, what's previously happened has not been to my mum's best interest. So I want to make it clear to yourselves that should anything happen to my mum after now that she's had a stroke, which is I hold yourself, the local authority, responsible for, partly because of incarcerating me and putting a diet in place. I've now rectified the situation, which you have to accept. Within 6 months, she's back to her health. If moving forward, anything adverse happens to my mum, I hold yourselves fully liable. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hold yourselves fully liable because I believe there is a nefarious agenda being promoted in the background through your seniors and looking to whitewash the situation by saying, well, you were not here, we've tried to provide care, she died of pneumonia, she died of this, that, the other, alright? And so if there are those situations that arise, because obviously what's in my mum's best interest is for me to be here, at her side, caring for her in her old age. And I've explained to you that my mum has been giving me this money since 2000. Why was she giving me that money? For what purpose? It was for me to be there for her in her time of need, or old age. So she invested that money in me. All right. Why? If you take me away from my mum, then you are undermining what she has, what's in her interest, and what she would desire. Because she doesn't want money; she wants somebody to care for her. And you can understand that's a very reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
Money is just paper or a number in a bank account. What she needs is somebody to be here 24/7.
Yeah.
What she needs is somebody like myself. What she needs, she has already made provisions for, which you, the local authority, are now looking to circumvent and shortchange my mum. My mum's primary needs she's already taken care of. She's been paying me that money in order for me to be here, and in order for me to fulfill my duty of care. I have done that. I've not got married, started a family, or pursued a work career. I've made those sacrifices because we were under an agreement. If anything happens to my mum now, and I have several witnesses here, I hold you, the local authority, fully responsible. Because I feel that because of your shortage of funds, it's in your financial interest to have my mum killed off.
If you want here though, we would we'd update the assessment and we would create something else for
which would be inappropriate.
Pardon?
Which would not be in her best interest, would not be appropriate for her, because nobody is in a position to be here 24/7.
But we'd make sure that she was somewhere where that could be available.
Yeah, so you put her into a care home.
Or a supported
but that's
kind of
right.
thing.
But she has asked me to be here for over 15 years of this. Your agenda is now to put my mum into a care home.
We're just saying that if you're not here, we would look at alternatives.
Yes, which would shorten her lifespan.
Which might be a second choice.
Yes, no, which would ultimately shorten her lifespan. I'm in here to extend her lifespan.
Right.
She does not need to die.
Yeah.
If she goes into a care home, she will die. If she stays in her bed, I can assure you now, we've had this episode in January where she was bedbound and she started a decline that affected her lifespan. I have assisted to get her out, and she's a lot better now. She's walking herself. Her life has been extended through my intervention. With my absence, through the council's actions, you're looking to shorten her lifespan. Alright? Because it's in your financial interest. Because you're having to pay.
We absolutely don't look at anything on those terms.
No, I think you do.
No,
I know.
we absolutely
Well,
don't.
let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But is it not in your financial interest for my mum to die? In your financial interest? Is it in the council's financial interest for my mum to die?
No,
Why not?
because it's not one of our interests.
No,
It's
no,
not on our list.
financial interest. Not about other interests. Like you have a well-being interest. You have other legal obligations. I'm just focusing on the financial interest.
It's constant.
No,
It's constant with everybody. It wouldn't make a difference.
No. If my mum died, you would financially benefit. Financially, let me phrase that. If my mum is to die tomorrow, you financially benefit.
We wouldn't be contributing towards a care plan.
So you
yes.
financially benefit.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you
That's
must
the point.
realise we've got thousands and thousands.
It doesn't
And
matter. Look, I'm not asking
that
about-
money would be immediately spent on somebody
It doesn't-
else.
it
So
doesn't
we don't gain.
I know.
There's no gain. But
There is a
can we
gain.
move on to Mum's plan? Because we're gonna leave again today with nothing moved forward.
Well,
So we're looking at alternatives, perhaps where we can do a couple of PAs, perhaps get the family spending some time with her. That'll give you some time off.
but not. That's not something that you need to arrange. Is it? I have very good relationships with my other two sisters. I don't have a good relationship. I'll be open. We don't have a really good
Okay.
relationship. And I don't think you can speak to Shahida if you
So
want.
can you facilitate something like that yourself then?
That's not something that requires your intervention.
Right.
I have explained to you what does require your intervention.
Yeah.
Is the issue with the Dalit.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, and I'm on with that.
Yeah. And have you had a meeting with him yet?
Yeah,
No, have you had a meeting? Have you had a full meeting with him? Yes. And has money been discussed? And why what's happened to my mum's money? That discussion needs to be taken. Because ultimately, what I have been convicted of, and is exactly what he's done. So why is the local authority discriminating against me? Because what they've said is that I did not give my mum unfettered access. That's exactly what Adalat's done.
you don't know that, one, do you? That money might be in the bank.
I can assure you, I know my brother better than you do. And I can explain to you, if it's in the bank, why is he being shady about giving you? I'll be open and honest.
He's not. Well, he's got the responsibility at the moment. That's why.
And the other question I need to ask yourself is, how has he got the responsibility? My mum has not given him a power of attorney. Alright, and I explained that to you last time. My mum has not agreed to this.
How do you know that?
Because I was involved in the process. The purpose of when I was incarcerated, well, you know what, actually what I'll do is I'll get you the information. My mum was saying, I want my son back.
Yeah.
I need my carer. I'm helpless without him.
Right.
I will give you that information. Those are from my mum's mouth,
Yeah.
assessed by an independent assessor,
Yeah.
alright, when in my absence.
Yeah.
She said, I want my son back. So she signed over, after consulting me, to instruct Adalat to get a solicitor to get me back. That was her intention. Alright? It was not explained to her that what Adalat will do with that situation. And even if Adalat now does have legal responsibility, his willful abandonment when he's not even come here on Mother's Day.
Okay.
And he has not, and this is another safeguarding issue. If he's not been here and plays no active role in my mum's life,
Yeah.
and is unwilling to take on the financial responsibility,
Yeah.
then why has he done that? First of all, he needs to give an.
Well, he was doing it in your absence, and now that you're back, he doesn't want to do it anymore.
I paid him to do it. I've explained to you today. I paid him a large cash sum, all right, for him to do that.
That's between you two, isn't it? Was that your money?
Well, how can I explain this? How can it be my money when I don't work? Alright?
You told me you had private means.
Yes, I have private means, but ultimately, that money was not my money.
Right.
Okay? I left him with a substantial cash sum. It just seems to me that you're
The
painting
cash
this.
sum you had
Yes.
was what? Mum's money that...
Yes, because obviously, as you can appreciate,
And was it not money from the bank? It was cash.
look, we're going around in
Because you
circles.
won't be able to... Unless you've got a receipt signed from Adalat, there's no proof of that, is there?
Oh no, I have proof.
All right.
Okay, but the point is this: I'm making safeguarding alerts to yourself all right, that you need to investigate
I
this.
am investigating them. This is why we haven't got back to you.
Okay, all right, listen. So when did you have a meeting with the Daleks?
I don't know if it was this. I think it was this week or last now. Thursday afternoon, the 8th.
Okay, all right. This month, yes. All right, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's
Now, what needs to happen is obviously that I've just explained to you. There's a considerable cash sum of my mum's money and Talib's money that's unaccountable.
Yeah.
All right, which has not been given. They have not had unfettered access to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and that is a criminal activity, and I can tell you why it's criminal, because you can look up my case, because that's exactly what I've been convicted of. All right, so how can it be that one thing I've done,
Yeah.
all right, is criminal, and when he does it, it's not criminal?
Well, there's no evidence of a crime yet. We need to look into it, don't we?
You've instigated criminal proceedings or an investigation against myself, and I made you aware back in January. Why is this investigation not taking place? This should take place, shouldn't it? I mean, I'm now giving you further information, and on behalf of my mum, saying that a substantial amount of my mum's money she's gone missing. She's not had access to it. Where's it gone? I was her appointee, and I don't know.
You're talking about the dates you gave me?
Yes.
Yeah. I've got that down.
So that really needs to be investigated,
Yeah.
and a criminal investigation needs to start, because that's exactly what happened to me. My mum has explained to you that she does not have any access to her money. All right. I've also explained to you the fact that my mum has entrusted me, all right, to manage her money, and I've given you a reason for that.
Yeah.
That reason was that for her own benefit, a long-term benefit. What you're looking now to do is, by your intervention, my mum should be benefiting, not being worse off. My mum is not advantaged by going to a care home, because that will shorten her lifespan. Your aims and objectives, long-term aims and objectives, should not be looked to circumvent from this lifespan. It should be to help encourage the person.
I wasn't talking about your mum going anywhere. I was saying that if you weren't here,
Yes.
there are alternatives. That's
are.
all I was saying.
Yes, I
we
understand.
wouldn't neglect your mother without her needs being met.
How can I explain this? There's appropriate alternatives. Let's explore these alternatives, like going into a care home. All right.
I don't want to talk about that, because I need to talk about the situation we need to manage now.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So what would you like to talk about next?
Well, what I was talking about was how mum's needs are going to be met. You're willing to accept care from outside, from other people, to help share that.
Yes.
thing.
But I've also made you aware that there's, every week that goes by, see, it's in your, once again, it's in your financial interest. It's in your financial interest to. No, just hold on, wait a minute. I mean, and I just I'm not feel comfortable when people just try to railroad in the situation. I'm trying to involve yourself. Or my sister's coming here saying that my mum's got circulation problems and her legs are cold. We're going to put. The reality is that that's not the situation. You've obviously felt my mum's hands, okay? And for the advances like this, I take issue with. I try not to talk to my sister. I have issues with her. But the way she's railroading and forcing my mum to do things when my mum is clearly expressed no, then I feel I take issue with that.
What's she saying no to?
She tell you clearly, if you say no to something, I just feel that people are being railroading my mum into doing things. Why? What's their agenda?
What's mum saying no to?
Many other issues as well. I don't need to go into the details now, but obviously, I'm having an assessment with yourself. My sister's coming now. She can speak to yourself, but rather than coming in here, forcing her agenda, it's unacceptable.
The thing with the socks and slippers, is that advantage to mum? Because we can ask the carers to do that in the morning.
They already do that. That's not an issue.
But I meant from the open to the socks and shoes. Is that better?
There's no issue. What's the issue?
I'm just saying, do you want the carers to put the socks and slippers on in the morning rather than the flip-flop, so that for the cold thing?
Which cold? There's no issue here. You sat here. Is it cold here?
I'm not.
That's right.
I'm a hot person. I'm just.
Ask your colleague, is she hot? Is she feeling cold?
No, we're talking about mum. It's
Yeah,
a
I
different
know,
issue with
I
older
know,
people.
but, yeah, I understand.
हाँ सब पजामा अच्छा जो नंबर पजामा लाए हैं
Why is she putting?
I'll suggest to the carers
Yeah,
that they
I
ask
don't-
her in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, look, these are not. I feel I take an issue with my sister being here and looking to take my mum into the next room, saying that she wants to put a pajama on when my mum has not asked for that.
No, but she's cold. Her
She's
legs
not.
are cold. Her legs are
I'm
freezing.
trying to explain to you, all right? If that's not your job, all right? If it is, the carers will be here soon. You can leave this. The carers will put it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
If that's the situation, you can make the carers aware that my mum needs to wear the pajamas. But it's very hot in here. All right. My mum has circulation issues.
But circulation, she's elderly. She could die from being cold, because she's not. Her legs are frozen.
I've told the doctor about it.
Yeah.
What the doctor's been down, all right, and he's told me that it's medication that he's taking. So there's nothing I can do.
Can we ask mum? Have we asked mum?
Well, the carers are going to come. Because obviously then I will have to look to end our conversation now. Then, all right. And
that's fine. You tell the carers.
Yeah.
Well, can I just ask that I bought her pink slippers and a blue slippers. Now every time I come, right, she's wearing flip flops.
Shahid, explain to me this.
Yeah.
Your only reason to come here is not to see my mum.
Yeah.
Your only reason to come here is when you are late picking up your own daughter, all right, and your daughter comes here, and you come here to collect your daughter. And when you come here, your job is where's this, where's that, like an inspector coming.
I'm not an inspector. Listen, I'm not telling you.
If you have issues,
I have no issues. I'm just asking as a brother kindly because you live with her. Yes, I am busy. I come here because when I'm late picking up my daughter, and it's another excuse to see my mom as well at the same time. She could go to my friends, but she comes here and I get the chance to see my mom. Yeah?
Okay,
I agree with you there.
Okay,
I'm not
so the time that you come here is between half an hour and 40 minutes.
Yes.
Is that true as well?
That's true.
Okay, so when you come in here and not talking to me or not knowing what the situation is.
I did talk to you.
No.
The day before yesterday I came and I asked you for the gowns and you said they were wet.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go upstairs.
Did
that happen? Did I make that up?
No, you didn't.
Arguing.
But the reality is that you come in here, if there's issues and concerns, you have a means to raise those with me, don't you? Not directly. You can tell, like obviously you've told Zaida. Zaida's told me this issue.
Yes.
So you have a means to do that.
I did that.
Yeah, you did that.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah. But the reality is that the carers come. All right, it's their responsibility to change my mum. Sometimes my mum's, even with all the socks you can put, she's still going to have the circulation problem. I have bought her gloves, I've bought her gowns. As you can appreciate,
brother, I know she's got circulation problems, yeah, but I work in an elderly people's home as well, yeah. So for us it's really hot and warm, yeah. But for an elderly person, because of poor circulation, her body's cold, she needs the extra heat. I bought her some, that I left a bag there with the gowns, with the fleece gowns. Will you please tell the carers to put a gown rather than silky...
Try to understand this. She has her clothes changed every day.
That's fine.
Every other day.
Yes, of course.
All right, they need to be washed.
Yes.
All right, so we have to have a long turnover. What issue do you have with her clothes?
I have... these are summer clothes, especially her trousers, they're silky. They're satin. They are satin, aren't they?
Would you rather her be naked?
No, I would not.
No, okay, alright. So if that's the alternative, she goes through so much clothes, I have to do the laundry, okay? It's not causing her any problem. I think she's appropriately dressed.
Okay, that's what you think.
That's what but then ultimately it's what you think. Alright, it's your opinion.
You asked my opinion,
yes,
and I said...
But you're forcing your opinion.
No, I'm not forcing it.
She's wearing appropriate clothes. According to you, she's not wearing appropriate clothes.
Okay. Can I just ask, did you speak to mum? Did she say she's cold, she'd like something warmer on?
Yes, she said her legs were cold.
Okay.
And I rubbed them. But I don't want to make an issue out of here, okay? I'm not making an issue. I just want to inform my brother that she was cold and if she could have the clothes
warmer on.
Yeah, warmer, that's all. I'm not making an issue out of it.
I accept that. I have an issue with my mum being cold.
Yeah.
I have a great deal of issue with my mum being cold. Her nose is always cold, her hands are cold. The next thing is I've told the doctor about it. Alright? Now there's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. With regards to clothes, she's often the carer said that she wears pajamas to bed. The pajamas that you bought, I accept that, those white ones. So she normally...
Not the white ones, these blue ones, I bought 3 or 4 of these.
That you also bought the white ones, I'm trying to explain to you, the white ones that you bought, the carers usually leave them on. She's had a bath today. The carers, I'm the one that has to manage this. So the carers don't always do what they're supposed to do. Alright, I can only relay them to the information. Now, with regards to yesterday, if you had come, she was wearing something there. Alright,
because she was wearing her trousers.
So do you understand? So these are minor situations. I know ultimately I know my mum has a circulation problem, and I'm trying to do everything I can to ensure that. I look at the temperature here. Is it cold here? All night the temperatures are on in my mum. In fact, I have issues with the carers that come here and say it's very hot in here. In fact, it's too hot. All right, they're saying it's too hot. Now my mum has a circulation problem. Often her hands are cold, her feet are cold, and her nose is cold.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Now,
ears were cold as well.
Yeah. I know.
I know she sat down there, and she because she sat down for many hours, obviously with the legs down, that it will get pulse. You will have a pulse circulation, and the legs will get cold.
Shall we suggest to the carers in the morning that they do the socks and slippers? Is that going to be helpful?
They're already. I always do that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have formally put that down, but they normally put them on. You see, this is not the first time that my sister does not come and put the socks on. I've never put the socks on.
Yeah.
All right. So she just wears socks. The carers, the carers are there. They put the socks on. But the main problem, the main issue regarding my mum is her incontinence.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with regards to her circulation issues, she often gets up on her own now. She's no longer bedbound. She often gets up on her own and goes to the commode. All right. Even today, this is what's happened, and it's happened in my absence. And my main concern is that to prevent her from falling.
Yeah.
Not with regard to circulation issues. I can, obviously, I've bought her gloves. My niece has bought her gloves. Halda's daughter, and
I bought gloves as well.
So
But I'm just thinking, she's in her flip flops. Was she bare feet?
No, she was not bare feet.
She had socks in a flip flop.
But we're inside. You understand? She's taking them off now. You understand? So and often she's not telling me she feels uncomfortable. Do you understand? I'm telling her, Mum, you're cold. She's not said I'm cold. I'm telling her. She's not aware that she's cold. Now she herself is taking them off. Now she's comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no issues regarding her well-being, because within 6 months of having her stroke, she's back on her feet. Alright, that's only happened because of my involvement and my full support, supporting her 24/7. Even today, she's having incontinent problems. Alright, and I'm there for helping, facilitate.
Yeah.
There's a certain boundary, you see, as a son, that I can do in the certain.
I know, which is why the plan.
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
carers to come in.
Yeah, that's right. And with regards to her care needs are being fully met.
Yeah.
Alright, there may be some issues regarding on a particular day she was not wearing some socks or this or the other.
I have no issues about her care at all. I said
there is no issues, because she's been fully looked after and she feels herself quite calm and relaxed. That's what she has invested in, and in myself. I'm trying to facilitate that through your action.
Maybe you need to make a rota for the carers to do what they may, have a schedule or what they need to go through it. Because Seema has a schedule,
But once again, sister, you're coming out, we're looking at other people and think that I'm the one that has to practically manage everything.
Okay.
All right. If I having to deal with one person, it'll be one situation. Now you're here today. Obviously, you've spoken to Anne, and you can have a private conversation with what the council are looking to. At the family to see what resources are available, how much you can commit. And in the absence of that, they're going to have to make provisions to meet those care needs. I've explained to them my cost in providing the care in their absence, okay, and they're fully aware of this. Now, what they would like to do, and obviously I think is a discussion that we can have with my sister, is that they're looking to move her onto either agencies or a private provider. Alright, I've told her I'm not feeling comfortable with agencies, because agencies are obviously send many different people, and I'm having issues with agencies.
Because I have no experience in that, I can't comment. Anna rang me and she asked me about the agency. You told me something about like that, didn't you? About the agency. No, it wasn't yourself. I spoke to you. I spoke to you. You rang me. But since I don't know the difference between council and the private companies, I can't comment on it.
Our providers are all agencies.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Okay.
Our providers are all agencies.
All right,
we just do the assessment with our team.
All right, with regards to as you can appreciate, my sister, I don't think is in a position to provide much or any support to my mum other than social.
Yes.
All right. So with regards to practically speaking, as you know, I've been away for a year, 2 years now. Yes, we can see what has happened in my absence.
Yeah.
My sister comes here, and I've not prevented her from coming. She has a right to see her mum, and I've fully facilitated that. The times that she comes down are limited to when she's unfortunately not been able to pick her daughter up, and her daughter comes here and they come for half an hour. And that's probably the maximum.
Yeah, as much as I can, but then I have to take her to mosque. At 5 o'clock she starts mosque.
Yeah. So
then I have a son as well, who's
Yeah.
13 years old, he has to go to mosque.
Yeah.
Then I'm not free until 8 o'clock basically.
yeah.
I have to pick him
And
up.
she works as well.
Yeah, so I'm working.
So she's
as well.
working. She got 2 children to take care of,
Yeah.
and she practically speaking, I don't know. Even if she was saying that, that's a different conversation. But
Yeah.
she's not in a position, as far as you're concerned, to provide much support, practical support to my mum, other than social interaction.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's something that I've encouraged, not just for this sister, but for all my sisters to come
Yeah.
down. And I would like to have it noted. Please, can you make a record of this, okay? Because I would like to have it noted that once my mum had a stroke,
Yeah.
Adalat told me specifically that he did not want her daughters to come in to visit him. All right, and I don't think that's acting while he's taken on that responsibility. Adalat, my brother Adalat.
What did he say?
He said specifically prevented me from informing my sisters that my mum had a stroke, and he did not want.
I didn't know it for 15
And
days
she
while my mum could have died. I didn't know for 15 days that my mum was in hospital and then she suffered from a stroke. I came here, she wasn't here. Then I rang my brother Talib and he said she was in like an outpatient appointment in a BRI, and now she's at home. When I came home, and they still said Zaida was upstairs and she didn't tell me. She wasn't allowed to tell me that my mum was in hospital.
So Zahida knew.
Zahida was upstairs, but
But she didn't talk. You didn't talk to each other though, did you?
She wasn't allowed to talk to me until then. I found my nephew who lives in my eldest sister's son.
Yeah.
So then he got in contact with Adlat and tried to find out where my sister was, and then we rang the
where your mum was.
My mum was, and then I rang the PRI.
Yeah.
I rang Lady City. Basically, we went through all the hospital.
So everybody knew but you.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Nobody knew. They didn't know. So we
The only
basically we
the
rang all
sisters didn't know.
hospitals.
None of the 3 sisters.
Well, no, my one of my sisters knew, because when my mum had a stroke, she was the one that took with Adalat, because I couldn't go, so they both had to take my mum. So she knew, all right, but she was under instructions not to tell anybody from Adalat, all right. And then what happened is that
she was threatened that she would not be allowed back in the family house, or she would not be allowed to see her mother.
Yeah, no,
So she told me
but she quickly went then, and then what happened is that while my mum was there, I was on the telephone, and my mum was saying to me, "Why are my daughters not here?"
Yeah.
I spoke to Adalat, and Adalat told her, my mum specifically, that your daughters will come and meet you when you come home. So my mum, in those specific words, said that, "Why is there a curfew on them?"
Right.
All right, and she said, I'm telling you now that your daughters will meet you when they come home, and you don't need to meet them. All right. So then I took a decision. I took a personal decision, because as you can appreciate then, that I was obviously intimidated by Adalat as well, and to not go against his wishes. But I did not know if my mum was going to stay alive, so I then overrid his decision and told the daughter sisters. I personally, I was not speaking to Shaida. But I did tell Halda that, look, your mum's in hospital. But that's a decision that was obviously against Adalat. So if Adalat has taken on this, these questions need to be asked. Why is this controlling behaviour? All right, even in the past, there's been no controlling behaviour preventing access. My mum has a right to meet her daughters, and nobody can prevent that access, and he has attempted to do this.
Yeah.
These are questions that you nearly need to ask Adalat, regarding finances and regarding his role as acting in my mum's best interest. And in relation to concerns, you can have a meeting. You can have a meeting with my sister Shaida and discuss what's happened in my absence, because obviously I'm now having concerns how my mum was looked after. Shahida had been visiting in my absence, and you can speak to her like what kind of care was being available. So I have concerns. Why?
Were you coming to do some showering at that time?
Yeah, me and my daughter obviously.
When did you come to do that?
Once a week. Once a week. She used to have a bath once a week.
Yeah.
She generally used to give her a bath on Monday or Friday.
Right.
So we didn't give her a bath on Monday, then we should have it on Friday.
Are those days that you don't work then?
No, I wasn't working then.
Oh, I see.
It's basically those days are more of Islamic days that it's better days to have a bath.
I see.
Yeah. So my mum liked.
Well, what we were looking at in the assessment,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen one in your line of work, but there's all different domains.
Okay.
And obviously this one about the social element and
Yeah.
being part of the bigger community and not just indoors.
Yes, of course.
There's one about maintaining relationships with significant people.
Okay.
And there's also about carer respite, you know,
Yeah.
people on duty 24/7.
Okay.
So we felt that if she got to see her daughters and Adalat, that fulfills all.
When I wasn't working,
towards
I asked my mum to
three.
live with me when Adla was here, when he was looking after.
Yeah.
Because of Talib,
Yeah.
my mum did not want to live with me, and she wanted to stay here.
Yeah.
That was her wish.
She didn't want to leave Talib at the
Talib,
time.
no, that's. I'm only living in a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
I couldn't accommodate both of them.
No.
Even if I was going to have my mum up downstairs, and
Yeah.
I couldn't accommodate Talib. There's no space.
No,
my
fair
my
enough.
daughter sleeps with me.
Yeah.
I'm in overcrowded with my 2 children all
Yeah.
day because I've put down for another house.
Yeah.
So it's, when I get it,
Okay.
it's different.
Yeah.
Um,
Because what we've been thinking as well is
yeah.
gaps when Shazad needs
Yeah.
somebody to be with mum. When we
Yeah.
have a service called Time Out and we provide sitters. But obviously we look to see if families can accommodate with that within themselves first.
Of course.
So like today Shazad was explaining, he goes to his prayers.
Yeah.
If mum falls in that time, you'll know in your line of work,
Yeah.
falls are quite significant for
course.
deterioration.
Of course.
And he's
That's
saying if that happens when he's out, then, you know, normally we'd look for somebody to stay with somebody, so because we don't want the carers to give up everything.
Yeah.
So we'd look for somebody to look after mum in his absence.
Yeah.
Normally we'd use the time out service or some agency hours.
Okay. So
But-
how does that work? Agency, that?
It gets arranged
well,
as part of the plan.
yeah, but I mean,
we're
obviously
looking at
there's,
alternatives.
Yeah, you're asking, what do you call it? I know from your side it ticks a box, but ultimately what you're asking is for a stranger to come and sit with my mum while I go out.
Or it could be one of the carers that she knows regularly.
Yeah, I know, I understand, but you know, obviously that these are the practicalities of things. Even though in principle it looks good, but if we can draw a line under certain things, Shahida's here today, and by all means you can speak to her after. But she's not I don't believe she's in a position to provide anything other than social supports around her schedule,
Yeah.
right? Not around my mum's schedule. So she comes here. On occasions when she's not been able to pick up her daughter comes here, and then she comes over to collect her daughter, has an opportunity to spend a little bit of time with my mum, about half an hour and stuff. And those are only circumstances that arise when she's, for whatever reason, she's not been able to pick up her daughter. That's what's practically on her. She's not willing to give up any more because she's saying that she hasn't got the capacity.
Yeah.
Now, what her sentiments are that I would like to take my mum with me. Okay, those are not to your house. Yeah, to your house.
As a visit, as a social visit.
All right. But this is exactly the same position my sister Khalda's in. Okay, she is also saying that I would love to take my mum for a social visit, all right, but my house is inappropriate, one, and number two is that
Zahida's Bradford 7.
Khalda's in Bradford 7,
All right.
Zahida's in Oldham,
All right, yeah.
right. So with regards to Khalda in Bradford 7, she is pretty much saying the same things that Shahida's saying.
Right.
She's saying, number one, that my house is inappropriate. Number two, my mum's not going to like it there because she's obviously pining for Talib then. And number three is that she does not have capacity as well because she's got her own son who's got mental health problems. So she does not. So I have. I mean, obviously, as you may, I can tell you now, my relationship with Shahida are fully broken down.
Right.
All right, where this is probably the most conversation that we've had. But my relationship with my other two sisters are very good, and they are willing to, help. But it's once again the practicalities,
right.
And similar to what Shahida has said, they're too busy in their own worlds, and they don't have capacity.
If something was facilitated where they could have mum somewhere for half a day or some hours, would mum go, or is there always this Talib thing?
Well, if you look at your own history, that I think your previous social worker was Kosa Begum, and you can speak to her, which was arranged.
I'm sorry, but
I need to
take my daughter.
There was something arranged.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Dovecot and
was that?
Was that before or after the stroke? Was it before?
The stroke happened in September. The Dovecot issue happened many years ago.
Yeah.
When Kosa Begum was involved.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. And she didn't like the journey, and she didn't like leaving Talib.
Yes. So for a day trip, yes. But the problem I'm having is once again financial, because when I have come back All
Will you
right.
tell somebody to find the shoes
All
and
right.
they
All
wash it
right.
for
Okay.
her?
I'll tell somebody. Yeah. All right. And
But then she'll have this
all
one
right.
as well.
One of her social needs, we're discussing the social needs now, other than meeting the children, is obviously what I used to do is take her to see her husband and son regularly on a Friday. It's an Islamic thing, okay? I don't know if Sarish can confirm this, yeah, but every Friday is important on us to go. So I would look to facilitate. I had I had vehicles to take her. I've taken her, my sisters from Oldham to go to the graveyard.
Right.
So that's an activity that she would like to do, and that obviously encouraged her to be a bit more mobile as well. Yeah. Now, obviously for practical reasons, I no longer have access to a vehicle. One, don't have access to money or anything. So
Are these vehicles not active out here?
no, all right, and obviously because of financial situations and obviously the situation that Adalet's left us in, I could not insure the money, and the money, as you know, I'm going to explain to you that I do not work. Okay, so the money I have is only their money. All right, so I have to use it in their best interest, and I have to facilitate that. Now,
And do you claim any?
I have not been claiming any money until very recently because I've explained to you that I'm charging the local authority my time. All right, because my time is not for free. All right. If my sisters are not willing to give their time up, I should not be in this situation. I've made that quite clear to the local authority. Your senior managers know what my charging policy is. Like I said, between me and the local authority, it's a labour dispute, a pay dispute. I don't feel that this is justified, that I'm being persecuted like this. My sisters are here. They clearly told you that they're not willing to provide any mother support. In my absence, they're not providing me support. With a great deal of difficulty, Shaida used to come and give her a bath out of a great deal of constraints. All right. My sister Halda also has been helping Adalet in my absence.
Right.
And Zaida came and stayed and she helped out when she can. She comes back, gives a bath.
Yeah.
So we all three, between the three of us sisters, took turns and whoever was available came.
You're talking about when Shazad was not here?
Yeah. But he alienated everyone. Adalet alienated everyone. All right, all the sisters, all right, and then would not provide the support himself.
I don't know if he alienated or if I thought everything was fine with him, but why? I don't understand why he didn't tell me when my mum went to the hospital.
No, I don't know.
I thought the relationship between with him, with me was fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it, but I stopped coming when. These two brothers, they started having arguments between themselves. Obviously, it was quite effective for my kids. I don't want them to see that. But the atmosphere wasn't very good. So
we're talking about in my absence.
Yeah, on your absence, he was quite. I thought we were quite good. Yeah, we came. He came on Eid days. He had the money. He gave my son's money, my daughter Eid money. So we came on Eid, he bought some food and he bought other sisters over, so it was quite jolly. I'm not saying that he did everything was bad. But the only thing I'm not happy about the fact that when my mom had a stroke and he didn't tell me. That was the only one issue that I wasn't happy with.
And you've not spoken to him to find out why?
I did, and he made out that she was in emergency and that I don't want to get my germs and also. When you listen to him, he gives a valid information. Yeah. He makes valid excuses. But what if she died? Then I would have never known. Well, so he said too many people would have made my mom really more ill.
He was doing it for his mum's benefit, but that's not the case though.
Yeah.
With regards to she may not feel alienated, but I can say from my other sister, she felt very alienated because he was she felt that he was accusing her of doing black magic.
Right.
All right. And she felt alienated.
Adalat was accusing one of your sisters of black magic.
Yes, and this is the reason that he was telling me not to invite them, because they're going to try. I think he was having some mental psychological problems. Right. He said many things that were kind of, and I think I mentioned this when he was, what is it? I think my mum was at home. I think when he, just give me a second. Go ahead. उठने की कोशिश करो ना उठो
I wonder if a high chair might be better.
Don't know.
Station.
This is quite high. It's got the good handles to press up on, hasn't it? But she might do a lot of sleeping, resting.
Yeah, that's it. She doesn't like. What happened was that I think I told you that my mum's fallen. What happened is that my mum was bedbound. My sister Khalda had come over, and we had both assisted my mum to the chair. My sister started praying, and I went upstairs, and my mum got up and fell down. So we wouldn't want to, because if she sat there, she's more inclined to get up to lie down somewhere, and so there's a risk of falling if somebody's not there.
She needs the blanket off.
Yeah, well, we'll take it off.
Can I just look at your facilities, Shazam?
Yeah,
That'd be alright to
yeah,
see what Mum's got on here. Julie's the stick, does she not the Zimmer?
No, she gets a bit confused.
What, with the Zimmer?
Yes.
Well, I know with physio, they usually try to get people from the Zimmer to a stick, don't they? That's a big room.
Yeah, that's a bit.
She's beating me to it, she's just walked across.
It's perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's probably on the way as well.
Yeah, she's on her way, yeah.
Yeah. I think what my sister was saying, if you could put this on her, so look, it's better that they come and do it now.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Because she's got a circulation problem, her daughter will worry
Sorry,
that she's cold.
She's a social worker. Mum.
Right, okay.
She's introduced, yeah.
Yeah. And she said, I bought her some warmer clothes, so why is she in the summer clothes? Shazad was explaining that because of the laundry, the extent of the laundry, that there isn't always warm clothes available. But
Is that alright?
can you just as part of your planning?
Yeah, so let them finish.
Always ask her if she's warm enough, if she's got enough clothes on.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
then she got her socks on. They tried to put the warmer slippers on, but she took them off. I think she's more
She gets
comfy in
used, yeah, she
flip-flops.
gets used to wearing a flip flop.
But, you know, as long as she's asked, are you warm enough? Are these pants warm enough?
Yeah.
You know.
Is she in bedroom now?
Yeah, she's walked across, yeah. So I suppose during this weather, always look to these
Yeah.
if they're
If you've
available.
got them
Yeah, if you
available.
just assist my mum now, she's still got the blanket on. If you
Yeah,
take
just
the
wondered if
blanket
it might fall down the cot. She's
Yeah.
got with it round her shoulders.
No problem. Is she having a pad change?
have a look in it, I mean, if it's appropriate.
You want?
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to show you around. If you
Yeah. Just the bits that Mum uses.
Yeah. My mum's got a shower room here.
Alright, yeah.
No, they use that bathroom and this is
Yeah, but
extent.
she doesn't use that.
No, well, not so much.
And number 6 is hers and number 4 is Talib.
No, I've taken Talib upstairs.
Right.
Before they were both in that room in my absence, and that was a temporary thing, you see. They were both living in the same room,
Yeah.
and we've got like 3 rooms upstairs.
Yeah, and Talib's quite able for mobility and steps and things.
No, he's not, but obviously he's in a position where he's able to go upstairs.
Yeah.
He does have mobility issues, but I've also installed a stair lift as you've seen, you understand? So I've installed that out of my own costs, obviously, which
Right.
I've then asked the local authority to fill up. But the stair lift's there, should my mum. Mainly the stair lift is when summer comes, because it's not very sunny right now. We've got a massive garden at the back, so I'm going to obviously take my mum downstairs. And
So there is a stair lift to go down as well?
stair lift to go up and down, yeah. So
Right.
so
Is
there's.
that 2 stair lifts or is it all one
No, it's
flight?
one very expensive, It costs me a
Yeah.
lot of money, but
Yeah.
it's one of these. The local authority were not going to put one in, and I'll obviously put one in to ensure that my mum is on Talib as well, because going downstairs is an issue for my mum,
Yeah.
and going upstairs is an issue for Talib.
Yeah.
My mum's bedroom is actually up here, but this is okay. This is suitable. So with regards to facilities in a house.
Have you got some more? Do you want me to put them trousers on because they're wet? Do you
Are
want
they
me
wet?
to
The
Are they-
warmer
do you want me
one.
to put them on?
Yeah, put those on, and I'll get you some other ones as well.
Do you want
Yeah.
me to put them down?
Yeah. That's fine, yeah. Just excuse me for a second.
Okay. Down about this plan. agency about if the money was available to get a PA too. Obviously, because we've got to cover. Pardon?
He could look at employing somebody.
Yeah, but we didn't get the money available. Yeah, that's it.
So sorry, as I was saying, with regards to the facilities, household facilities, as you see, we've got a walk-in shower.
Yeah.
The house is adequate and appropriate for us. The only issue we have is that obviously my dispute with the local authority, and this has obviously resulted in a lot of situation that's not going to practical. With regards to the agencies, as you can appreciate, I've already gone through this process, and it puts my life in my safety and my own rights in danger by having agencies workers. And even today, the agency workers are not looking to comply with us because we're not the commissioners. All right, you're the commissioners. All right, and so obviously they feel that, and I feel my voice is not being heard. All right, and I email them, and I have no rights in this relationship. All right. So hence the reason for my really large remuneration request or demand, because I'm in a situation where I'm losing out in every front, and I'm trying to do the best for my mum. There is not a carer, you may have noticed it yourself, and there's not a carer that will say anything otherwise. I'm sure Barbara's not heard anything untowards from myself. I'm trying to live up to my responsibilities, but the reality is that there is a resource deficit. All right, which you're clearly aware of, that you've got priority to other people. There's a resource deficit, and that resource deficit is being met by me, and I'm not happy with that resource deficit being met, and so I'm trying to do everything I can. Now, the main issue I have now is that I've spoken to the stroke victims, and they said that my mum can have a stroke at any time, and I said, what happens if she has a stroke at night times? All right, which is that can happen, but you will have to do this. So obviously I regularly monitor my mother during the night time. We have cameras in place so I can keep an eye on her. So I'm here 24/7. All right, and I'm the one that's been victimised.
At the moment, is there no nighttime care? Is she independent during the night?
Yes, but obviously I have cameras in the room to keep an eye on her, like a baby camera. So should anything happen, that's obviously. But ultimately, it comes down to resources. Look. I'm trying to be clear and open with the local authority, saying, look, my resources have a cost associated with them, and I'm not willing to give up free resources.
No.
Now, as I've explained to you, you can ask Shaida. I didn't want to raise the subject of her charging £20, but that's what she was charging for bathing my mum. I mentioned that to you last time.
And it wasn't a taxi to get here or anything like that, it was wages for her.
You can have that discussion with Adalat when you're speaking to him next, because I was not paying her.
No.
I do recall a call when I asked her to bathe my mum, and at some stage I had took issue with the fact that you've seen her daughter, I think she's 11 at the time, when I've come here on my release, she's saying, oh, come on mum, grandma, I'm going to give you a bath. It's only at that stage that I've intervened and I said, no, you're only joking, aren't you? She goes, well, in your absence I've been giving her a bath. And I took exception to this, because that's a child first. She should not be giving my mum a bath. If my mum has fallen, then there's a liability there, and so I think that's very unresponsible of my sister, and this is why I have some concerns regarding my sister solely, because she comes in here. You've seen how she is. This is the extent of the care that she provides, and she comes in here railroading my mum into doing things that I don't feel comfortable with. And I'll give you an example. She comes in here. She's made some oil up. All right, that she's made. So she's using my mum as a guinea pig for this oil that she's made, and she comes in here putting oil on my mum's feet. Now, I'm not saying that's some bad thing. Maybe it is to her benefit, but it has to be asked first. Mum, I've got some oil. Would you like it? And so forth. But she comes in and goes, oh, come on, sit back, and it's just that that attitude of I've got my agenda, like she was now today. She's come into this environment, not knowing what's happening, out of context, my mum's legs are free, I'm going to do something. It's just, you need to converse with somebody about it rather than railroading things. And you can see I've taken issue with yourselves coming in here and railroading things. I don't like that, and I don't think anybody would do. This is our home. We are, we're giving permission to come in, and I want my sisters to be engaging my have her relationships, because it's not in my interest to not have those relationships, because the stronger, like for example, I've explained last Friday, my sister came. It gave me an opportunity to go out. So I can't understand why Adala is paranoid and he's got many mental health problems of his own. He has been saying that they are doing black magic, like taveez or black magic on my mum. But the reality is that he's alienated them to his own detriment. Alright, so these are conversations you need to have with the Dalit regarding the money.
Is
Well,
Dalit accusing his sisters of doing black magic?
yeah, yeah, and that's why he wouldn't let him see him. Yes. Oh, she don't. Hello.
Done very well. She opened her bowels, a big bowel movement.
She had a bowel movement this morning as
Did
well.
she? That's a big one. I don't know if you're party with that.
No. I think that's the morning one. I was going to ask you to clean it.
Has it not been emptied?
No, she hasn't opened the bowels now.
Oh, right.
But we cleaned up everything. Yeah.
I will do in a minute.
No, personal care.
Yeah, she's got a clean pad on.
Yeah.
I've put them trousers on underneath those that you've given me.
Yeah, that's
Is that alright if you want me to keep her warm?
Where's the collie?
God knows.
Who is
Delayed.
it? Yeah, who is it?
Raj.
Is it Raj?
Is she?
Raj was supposed to go all the way to Bree. I think she's annoyed.
Is she here?
No, that's not. I think she's annoyed she had to go to BD12, innit?
Yeah. This morning. I think somebody phoned in sick. So.
Yeah. No, she's just annoyed. She's telling me she's really annoyed having to go to BD7 at 7 o'clock in the morning.
She's here now, actually.
Is she?
Yeah.
I'm just asking as well.
Yeah.
You're asking the council to pay you money.
But that, I think that is a separate issue.
About your labour.
Yeah. That's labour dispute.
Are you putting that in writing so they can respond, sending in an invoice?
Well, the reality is that if you can just make a note of it, that I'm refraining from doing that. I've made yourself aware of my cost. Okay. At this stage, I don't feel it's appropriate. Because obviously, nobody's going to agree to pay me £1 million a week, right? No. That's something that has to be decided through the courts.
Yeah.
All right. So but I need to make you aware that is my labour cost.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've made them aware of that.
Yeah.
But what are you expecting next?
Yeah. So, moving forward, all right. Obviously, this is the reason that we're here. Is that you've only made me aware today regarding this other option. All right. You've not made me aware of this before, because before what I've been told is that there's either the direct payment route, okay, or there's the agency route.
Right.
Both of those are not appropriate, but today you've told me about a third option.
Well, we're trying to think creatively, because obviously we're supposed to look at all options.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you think creatively, ultimately, if I'm the reality is that I'm the one that say you're looking creatively in my absence, i.e., if I'm not here, and this is why my argument is that the most pivotal person in my mum's life is me.
Yeah.
Excluding my own personal arrangements with my mum regarding finances, my mum's investor. Even as any carer, I'm the most pivotal person. Not me personally. I'm a carer.
Yeah.
Is the most pivotal person because I'm managing her medication, I'm managing her finances, I'm managing her daily activities. All right, and I'm facilitating, and I'm here 24/7 hours a day. All right, 7 days a week, and I'm my only remuneration package is a carer's allowance, which works out to be if it was limited to 35 hours, it would be £1.75. If it was the true cost, which is 24 hours a day, it would be something like 85 pence. So these are the issues I have, you understand? And I don't
get carer's allowance.
I've not got carer's allowance now, all right, because obviously I've refused to do that, all right, because that is an exploitation of my labour, all right. And if and these are, like I said, wider problems. You're here today to focus on my mum's needs. Okay, rather than my needs and what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, but in those contexts, I've made the situation clear that this is the reality that I'm living through, and I take issue with.
And if there is no remuneration to you, what happens then?
Well, if there's not, that's obviously I'll have to escalate that. Then I need to be remunerated. All right, because I'm not giving. I'll explain to you. Look, my sister would not give her own mother. And you've met her, and you can a bath for £20. I've had to remunerate a Dalit financially for myself, cash payments. All right. In addition to him stealing my mum's money and Talib's money. Okay.
You don't know that
I'm alleging that, and that needs to be investigated. All right. Why is that not being investigated? Because there's obviously another agenda going on. All right. My mum's money is missing. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Hello.
Okay, alright, okay.
Hello, Auntie.
Hi, Raj.
Hello. Nico? Okay?
These two ladies are my mum's social workers.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
want the other things. Like at the moment, she's just got the 3 personal care tasks.
Yes.
Would you like any other duties passing to somebody else to do? Are you still, because you're doing the shopping, the laundry?
Yeah, I'm doing everything, you see.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Ideally, I want to find myself in a situation where I'm not having to do all these things, okay? But in the absence, obviously, I'm looking to be remunerated for my time and energy and efforts, and it's your job to facilitate that.
Is it your first choice that you don't do it? Second choice that if you have to do it, you want to be paid?
No, I'm looking to be paid already. I'm not. It's not a case I'm not doing this for free. I've explained that. Okay?
Yeah, but the likelihood that nobody's going to offer you that.
It's not about offering. It's about me demanding.
Yeah.
All right? But that's a dispute that I don't need to have with yourself.
All right then.
All right. I'm not doing this for free. If you're getting me to do this for free, then you're exploiting my labour, which is classed as slavery.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are you're acting. Are you, the local authority, acting criminally towards me by and slavery has been banned from this country. So I'm saying that by exploiting my labour without remunerating me, you are committing slavery, which is a crime. Okay, so I've made that clear to yourselves. Alright, now moving forward, practically speaking, that's not the issue under discussion. What's the issue under discussion is that you need to stop this agency. Stop yourself coming here. You need to end the best service. How is that going to be facilitated? Alright, let's focus on this right now. Yeah, rather than my issues or my disputes on this. The best enablement team are here. These carers they're very good carers. Okay, most of these have been here for more than 10-15 years. Not one of the carers have told me that they goes past 6 weeks. Okay, our case has now gone on for 4 months. Right, we need to end this.
No, it's the free assessment that's up to 6 weeks.
But I have independently had a word with all the carers, and they've told me, and some of them got long services, over a decade of services, and they find it odd that my mum's still on the enablement team. We need to moving forward from this. As we're moving forward from this, I'm saying that you've put something on the table today. All right, we now next thing we need to negotiate is how many hours. All right. Alright, and I'm going to start at the hours of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alright, that's my proposition. What is your proposition? You can go discuss it with your manager and come back to me.
Yeah.
Because anything that's not 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is what I'm having to do then. Okay, so I think, and that is what I've told Yassine back in December.
Yeah.
You've had 4 months, three months to think about it, to still be everything up in the air.
Yeah.
Right? Want to move forward. You've put something forward today that we want to end this best enablement team. I agree with you.
Yeah.
We want somebody that's going to be here that speaks a language, all right, and they're going to be consistent. Today you've made the proposition that there could be potentially somebody employing somebody. We need to look at this. I think that's the only option forward. Are you in agreement?
I think that's the other option, isn't it?
We can't stay with best enablement forever.
No,
all right.
They've assessed what our mum's
that's
plan,
right. So that needs to end.
Yeah.
We're not happy with the best enablement team because today I think you've been on them. I think you've been on to them, haven't you? The best enablement team saying that there needs to be an Asian person. All right. Because obviously the last couple of days they're giving Asian people as well. Normally they don't pad them up with Asians. You know, even though they have Asians, you know, they're not been padding them up. So anyway, the situation now is that we are not happy with your council coming in. I personally are very I'm violated that Bradford Council's coming in here.
Yeah.
Because that badge there, you see that badge that the lady's wearing, Bradford Council, those are the people that have victimised me, and you're forcing coming into my house.
Yeah.
So, obviously I can't take issue with the carers because they're just doing the job and that's their uniform. But I take issue with the local authority. Anya, Julia, come karne joga hai.
What's she saying?
She said, where are you going? She said, ask her, where's she going?
I'm going to office. Office to take car back.
She said, are you going to work?
Okay then. So we'll look at the alternative.
Okay, alright. You can be as creative as you want, but like I said, I'm the one that's forwarding the proposition. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and obviously my remuneration goes back when I've been looking after her, but that's an issue with your senior managers that I need to take. Is there anything else that you need to discuss today? Because I think we have made progress. We're closing down our agency route because that's not appropriate for my mum. It's not because obviously it's not appropriate because of what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
What I'm presently experiencing with the agencies. All right. It's not something that I feel comfortable doing. I don't feel comfortable with Bradford Council people coming into my house. All right, I know they're fulfilling my mum's needs, and that's why I've allowed that to happen. Today you put something on the table saying that potentially we can employ somebody. Now, what I'm this one. So, in the absence of anything on the table, I'm asking for, what do you call it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right. All right. That's now obviously.
She's sick of us. She's sick
No,
of us
no.
invading her home.
No, she said, otherwise people don't know. I could die and nobody will know, but all of a sudden everybody's, because it's been a bit too much for her today. From days where she doesn't have anybody. She's
got
got
carers, but she forgot.
Yeah, and my daughters, it's just been a bit too much for her today. Yeah. So obviously my aim, as you can see, is to safeguard her. Yeah. All right. From, as I believe, nefarious agents, which unfortunately I hold yourselves as. And I know maybe your intentions are different, but the way you've handled yourself today, the way we started off, was not appropriate, I think. And now subsequently, if you want to make any arrangements, it just should be done in writing or beforehand and stuff. I'm looking to facilitate this as well. The present status situation is not, I'm not happy with. It's not sustainable from your side, it's not sustainable from my side. With regards to the best enablement team, all right. There are other issues, but that my costs and that's not an argument that I can have with you or Sarish, because you're not. That's not something. We're not budget holders. That's a budget holder situation, and so that's why I've refrained. I've just made you aware that obviously every hour that goes by that I'm stuck in here, if you're not paying me, then you have to accept as a local authority that you're imprisoning me. This is slavery, all right? So you need to, if you don't want to pay me my charges, then accept that you're committing slavery. Yeah. Because as I was explaining,
it is a national agenda, though, isn't it? Informal carers all.
Well, I'm fully aware. Yes, I'm fully aware with the national agenda. I've spoken to my MP. I've spoken to Ed Bowles. Well, not spoken to him, but I know his situation. And it's a national agenda, but ultimately, it is slavery. Yeah. And as you can see, I'm an educated person. Actually, my picture's there. I've graduated in 2000, okay? I have a right to have a career. I have a right to work. I have a right to get married and have my own family. I'm not looking to make these sacrifices and not to be remunerated when I'm not the only person. I should not be victimized. I did not enter into a formal contract like marriage. I didn't marry somebody and say in sickness and in health. All right? I did not do that. I was born here. And my siblings are not doing it, and if I'm forced to do it, then that's slavery. And so therefore the local authority can't have it both ways. Can't say I'm not going to remunerate you, but we're not going to say that we're enslaving you, because that's what you're doing. So you're right, it's a national agenda. Now Sarish, if I've said anything to offend you or caused you any grief, I can only apologise, but I'm very protective of my mum for the very reasons. So I can only apologise if you've taken my stance in a negative way. Okay, and if it caused you any offence, but obviously I don't believe that the way the situation was handled was appropriate. Okay.
Alright then, so we need to go.
Yeah, can you arrange a follow-up meeting?
Yeah, well, with something else to bring back on this.
Yes, and obviously if Sarish wants to come down and have a more of a in-depth discussion with my mum regarding her mental capacity, then that's something that she can do, and I would love to facilitate.
When we've got another plan to put to mum, the alternatives that we're trying to arrange.
Yes.
We need to discuss.
Obviously, time is a bit of an essence. So I would like.
It is.
We spoke. She's been out of hospital now since 2nd of November. I've had to deal with one person, and what ultimately, from my perspective, is that nothing has moved forward from my discussion with Yassine. Because this is exactly what I said to Yassine in December.
Right.
I've explained. I know my position quite clearly. He's told me then that there's only two options. The direct payments are not even going to be explored, and it's not something that, even if you put that on the table, it would not be something that we're looking to accept. All right, because of what's happened in the past. I don't think it's in my interest at all.
I think whatever arrangement is made, the finance of it will be managed by somebody else
Well,
somewhere.
well, that's irrespective of whatever's happened. But those are the two options that were presented today.
Yeah.
You've presented a third one.
Well,
We're
yeah.
getting kind of desperate here now because
Yeah.
obviously your main priority is to have somebody on the best environmental team and move them to an agency. The agency is not an option that we can explore.
No.
The direct payments is not an option that we can explore.
No.
I'm quite happy to sit down and explore this option. But just to finish off, I would like to say that because of the local authorities' involvement, if my mum's lifespan is reduced in any way or quality of her life is reduced, then I hold the local authority fully liable. All right? Because obviously that's what's happened to one of my brothers who's died. I've already made the local authority aware that they've murdered one of my brothers, and I think this is a slow death by putting her into a situation that would ultimately bring about her end of her life. I'm not in a position. My agenda is to extend her life as much as I can. And I believe that there will be nefarious actions taken to end my mum's life prematurely. And if that is the case, then you're fully liable. And that's why I'd like to end on that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's never any intention in that.
Well, I think there is. So let's agree to disagree. Well, it's not happened so far.
आप खाना आप हमारी तरफ से भी खाना ठीक
She's
है
asking about a leaving.
No, she goes, "Oh, you're going today to come back next time. Have you not had enough parties this time?"
Well, did you say I'll see you again?
आप आराम करें आप खाएं आपके खाने का वक्त भी हो गया होगा What time does mum usually eat?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a snack now. Yeah. No, she's just asking you to stay, have some food, but.
हम दोबारा आएंगे मैं और आन दोबारा आएंगे ठीक है अपना ख्याल रखें अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Allah Allah.
Allah.